Hello and welcome to Bounding Into Comics. My name is John Tran. I'm the founder and editor-in-chief at Bounding Into Comics. I'm joined by my associate editor, Spencer Bacouli, our associate editor at Bounding Into Comics, Spencer Bacouli. We got a big show lined up for you tonight. We're going to be talking, obviously, based on the thumbnail, we're going to be talking some Spider-Man trailer reaction, just based on some cursory conversations that Spencer and I have had before coming on the stream. I think we have different opinions on, or we have different reactions to the trailer. So we're going to talk about that.
I think different reactions to the trailer, but I think we generally both have the same conclusion about the trailer.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah,
and then we'll also get into some Star Wars stuff, all the Kathleen Kennedy rumors that are going on, and there's, I guess, something else just happened today. I just got tipped off on it, so expect a story on that tomorrow. But we'll talk about it here first. And then what else? I just went over a list and I'm already forgetting it already.
what were we talking about?
We'll talk about My Hero Academia stuff. I got a video up on that, but we'll talk about it a little bit more here as well. So we got a pretty big show lined up for you tonight, and then obviously we'll get into what you guys are interested in talking about. So we'll obviously be looking at the chat as we always do, and talking about what you guys want to talk about as well. And speaking of the chat, we'll get to you guys right now. I see Dr. Alex Dean, PhD Electrian supremacist, is here with us. I'm assuming that's Lopter because he says I'm officially first and I join the stream. It's like a meme now. Trident Animation. Yes, indeed, Doctor. It would seem.
Hey, Trident.
Good to see you, Trident. That's a new name. Thank you for joining us. Tehillim is here. Peter Blackpilled Parker.
What up, Ravul?
It's here. Hail chat. Still loving the Char thumbnail there.
Always right.
Tehillim's got some good news. Finally reached over 200 subs. Finishing off something special planned I have for the subs, thanks to Spencer and Drew, Supreme Heretic.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it, man. That's awesome.
It's awesome.
That's really awesome.
Congratulations. That's great. That's great news. Bunny with the keyboard is here. Hi, power's out, so connection is trash. Gonna have to miss. Oh! It's a shame, Bunny. We always appreciate having you in the chat. We're gonna
definitely.
We got QT Cast TV is here as well. It says hail chat, hail QT. Oh, and the chat's skipping on me already. DZ3 is here. He says hello, everybody. Hello, DZ3. Father Christopher Miller is here. He says hail. Superman 78 comic number 1 was awesome.
Good things.
It surprised me if it was. Is that a new comic or is that actually Superman from 1978?
It's a comic series based on that continuity, on like the Christopher Reeves movies.
But it's a new comic.
Yeah, like a new story, original, like a continuation. I think I'm not positive, but they're doing one for Batman too.
For like the 60s.
The 89 Batman, the Burton Batman.
Okay.
I know, right? Yeah. Very hesitant.
I would I would keep my expectations very low on that.
Super low. Yeah.
Miller, you just know something is bad's gonna happen.
He's waiting in the wings. Yup.
Yeah, I don't even know about any of this stuff because I literally don't follow unless they're doing something insanely crazy and stupid.
Yeah.
I really don't follow DC anymore. I mean, I have like their their distributor. And I have that up, and I'll like maybe look at their previews, but I'm like scanning it, so I don't even really see a lot of this stuff that's happening anymore because it's just I don't even think our readers care that much anymore.
I don't think so either.
When we do a lot DC, like when we do like a straight up like this is what DC's got going on, like no one reads it. So
and everybody just like on Twitter is like, of course, like goodbye, like I'm out.
Yeah. So. That's just where I'm at with DC, my relationship with DC. So
yeah, my relationship with both DC and Marvel at this point is I will pretty much just pick up their books if something absurd is going on, just because I need to like see what is happening in there so that we can talk about it.
I did see that they brought their Joshua Williams is going to Batman, which that makes sense. He's pretty much their only like top talent left.
Yeah, right. Pretty much. Well, that's good because that means he's replacing Mariko Tamaki, and that needed to happen very fast.
No. He's replacing.
She's on Detective. She's on Detective. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
He's replacing Tinian III, James Tinian III, who left for Substack to create his own like his
It's
own
like his own series, I
comic
think.
imprint. Yeah, and what's his name's doing that too? The Donny Cates guy is
doing it.
his own
Scott
imprint
Snyder's
as well.
doing it. Well, Scott
I
Snyder's
don't know if
doing.
Snyder's doing
he's doing
comics.
classes.
He's teaching classes. Yeah, we'll
Mhm.
see. We'll see if that leads to him making comics as well. It seems like they offered it to a bunch of people. Pretty much. I mean, it sounds like they offered it to like the two top guys, the top guy at Marvel and then top guy at DC
Yeah,
at the time. So
actually.
Team was obviously on Batman, and Cates was pretty much doing Venom and
Running
stuff.
Venom,
But
yeah,
we
which
got-
was
we
the
got-
only good thing.
Which I even like noped out at too, because it seems just kind of just go super bonkers. So
Yeah, it
I know a
gets.
lot of
I don't. I'm
people
not a
have
big fan of the
and
null
all that
stuff.
So yeah.
I'm not a big
That's
fan
what
of null.
I've heard. I liked it in the beginning, but it's from what I understand, like it just went off the rails. So
Oh yeah, always does. Oh, Drew,
we got Drew Taylor, Supreme Heretic. You just
Heretic.
talking about you because Tehillim said he's been working with you on something special after he reached 200 because he's reached over 200 subs now. So he's talking about you, but how's it going?
Man, I'll tell you what, boys, it's been a rough 24 hours. About midnight last night, I had to call the rescue squad for Mom. They took her over here to the hospital. It's a few minutes away from us, and then 5 hours we spent in the ER. We're doing different tests and whatnot. And the ER doctor said they wanted to keep her, but they gave us the whole song and dance that supposedly they didn't have any beds. So they transferred her to a hospital 17 miles away. So like 2.5 towns over from me. And she's just been getting tests done all day. I didn't get a chance to really make it out there for too long because I had a dentist appointment today, and it's just been nuts. And I barely slept in between, so I caught a few winks earlier, thankfully. But man, yeah, I've just been stressed and everything else. And
No kidding, I can imagine, man.
Yeah,
you know, I appreciate everybody's reaching out and the well wishes from everybody. I know my mom appreciates it. And, you know, I know Father Miller, if you could please do an intention for us and keep us in prayers, because, you know, I trust that God will be, you know, he'll do what's right.
Yeah, I'll pray for you.
Amen,
and
man,
you
yeah.
as well.
But yeah, needless to say, I apologize, guys, because I haven't had my mind on work a little bit here. So
No, we're understandable.
No, totally,
man. Yeah.
totally understandable. Yeah.
But-
But we were going through the chat, just saying hey to everyone. We're going to talk about some Spider-Man, No Way Home.
I did
reactions
see
that
the
we had to
trailer.
So
I
we're gonna
did
talk
see
about
the
that.
trailer. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Screen Rant trying to cancel characters from live action movies, anime adaptations.
When have they not? I mean,
I know. It's like
isn't
typical
that their
Screen
playbook though?
Yeah,
Because come on, guys, we know the kind of news that Screen Rant does. They've been doing it forever. We know what slant they come from, what agenda they come from. It's all crazy leftist nonsense.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's not even. It's that, but it's also like anytime they write like these opinion pieces, they expose themselves as people who have like either like never read the mangas or watched the shows, or like their only cursory knowledge seems to be coming from wiki articles.
Always is.
Like you, I mean, you can use wiki to like do your research on it or whatever. Like I've watched all of the My Hero Academia season 5, and I'm up to volume 9 now in the manga. But like when I did my video today, like I used the wiki to like, okay, where was what chapters did what is it? Oh my gosh, Mineta like appear in or whatever. So like I could find like I knew that this happened.
Yeah.
It's like what chapter did it happen in, so I can like cite it and everything
exact
like that,
picture and stuff.
and like show it and just like absolutely just destroy her. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's we'll get into that a little bit later though. And then
Reveal Arvita dropped a super chat, but Chris Neville underneath Reveal's super chat there, he said that Screen Rant wants hate clicks, and I think that he's not wrong about that.
Oh no, of course not. That's like their main strategy.
Yeah, of course, but like you also have to call it. I mean, I feel obligated to call that out, and
absolutely
sure,
because it's just absolutely garbage. But we'll get into that a little bit later though. But that's what we'll talk about. We're going to be talking about that. And then what else did we say we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about, I think maybe Spencer's going to talk about a little bit that what if episode, the third one. I stopped after the first. Like I was done after the first episode. Like there was nothing to make me want to go see the second one. It was just like you just reskinned Cap with Peggy.
That one was pretty bad.
And that was it. So it's just like, well, if this is what I'm expecting, then I don't need to just. I'm getting that in your live action films as it is anyway.
So
need to watch it in
and
an
in your
animated
comics
show.
and in your everything.
Yeah. So did you guys see? Because I didn't get a chance to touch on it last week, but did you guys see like, man, the thing that broke the internet, I think the most last week and over the weekend was freaking CM Punk coming back to wrestling.
I saw a little bit of that.
I saw that. That's cool. I like CM Punk.
Fans were loving him because he's with AEW now or whatever.
Yeah, this is with the AEW, and man, it was just nuts because I turned it on to see what all the commotion was about, and man, my goodness, that was, I think, the loudest ovation. And I've been watching wrestling on and off for years, God, since I was a kid. And John, you probably watched it a little back in the Attitude Era and stuff. You know,
I had like I don't really remember it, but I know I like had
Stone Cold.
That's my man. I was always will.
I watched more like I remember like Hogan. I had a Hogan action figure, or
Piper.
Whatever. But I didn't watch. I didn't. Woo! I mean, it was when I was a little kid. I don't really have like a lot of memories about it. I watched a little bit of like I would go to like a live. I was going to like a couple live things here recently in the area, and that was like a lot of fun. But you're literally like front row and just like talking. Like, see, when I do these live action things, I'll like engage. Like, I play a role. Like, I'll like talk smack to the people and like whatever. Like, I feel like I really get into it.
You heckle the wrestlers. You that
guy? yeah. Like it was crazy. So there's this group called like the 1%, and they were supposed to be like the bad guys or whatever. But like I like them. I like the guys. So I was like 1%. Yeah.
John roots for the heels.
They brought in some like communists to like fight against one of the 1%ers. So yeah, I'm gonna root for the like the supposed heel when he's fighting like some like redneck communist.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
A redneck commie.
Yeah, he was like a redneck. He was like a redneck commie.
Oh man.
And so yeah, I'm gonna root for that. I'm gonna root for against the redneck commie. So, but it was a lot of fun. I get into it, man. When you're there at those live, I don't know. I've never been to like a big one. Though. I've never been to like WWE or like a big AEW thing. Obviously, it's probably a little bit.
Yeah,
you have to be part of the crowd to like really do the heckling and stuff. Like,
I've been to a SummerSlam before. I've been to a couple Raws. I've been to a SmackDown. They're really fun, but like I said, because usually when the guys come out, their music hits. There's a huge pop depending on who the guy is, and like the ovation that CM Punk. I guess they were saying that they set a record or something. Loudest ovation ever for any wrestling show. I mean, it was just insane, the reaction. Because his music even got drowned out if you were watching it. It was insane.
No, that's pretty. That's great for AEW and great for CM Punk, and it sounds like it's pretty good for just wrestling in general as well.
It
maybe
is
not so good
because
for WWE though.
I think there's going to be renewed interest in the business. You know, people watching it again, but yeah, I think it's tilting more to AEW because they're starting to pick up like a lot of like household name type of guys that will, you know, get eyeballs on it. So
Right.
you know, we'll see. But yeah, that pretty much broke the internet. Like there were like at one time I think like 3 or 4 different trends of CM Punk related stuff.
All right, let's get back to the chat here. I see Nerdigans here. He's got a Spock, the Star Trek thing.
Live long,
yeah,
and
the
prosper.
live long and prosper.
Yep.
The Vulcan greet, the Vulcan salute.
Yeah, the Vulcan greeting. There you go. Thank you, Nerdigans. Good to see you. Father Christopher Miller says he picked up Spider-Man Life Story Annual #1 today. I think I don't know that. I know they've been doing Spider-Man Life Story stuff. Is that
they did an
new?
annual.
Is that connects to? That connects to that mid 2000s one that they did?
I think I want to.
Aren't they doing Fantastic Four? Life
yeah, they're doing
Story now?
Fantastic Four right now. I wonder why they did an
that's-
annual. I thought that series was done.
That Fantastic Four Life Story trash.
Oh, you guys in the chat.
Oh, that's the one that ends with that first issue ends with like Sue walking out on Reed to go live with Namor and like trying to tell.
Yeah.
It's either Franklin or Valeria.
Feminist. She's reading that like radical feminist book and like she literally like she leaves her husband and like goes to like shack up with Namor and like Franklin's just like, what are you doing?
Franklin's got that line. Heck yeah, where she's like, I don't remember. She's like, we'll see Dr. Reed eventually, and Franklin's like, his name is Daddy, and it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Oh man, that
got him.
Like,
yeah.
Like,
I haven't read
don't
any
know,
of that series past that one issue.
Yeah, there's no need to. There's no need to anymore. I mean, the only thing about that is at least you have Franklin saying that, like actually like pushing back a little bit. But like, geez, the way that it just happened was like, it's like it happened way too sudden. It wasn't like a
fast.
Like I get that they're trying to move like the pacing of that book. Like you have to do that stuff, but that's why you shouldn't do stuff with that because something like that you need like you build up, right, for the payoff. Otherwise, it doesn't work, and it didn't work.
You can't because you can't compress all that 10 years of history between Namor and Sue and Reed and everything into one issue because it's so much that it's exactly like you say. It seems so out of character and just badly written.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you like, dude. So like, Marvel is literally like, we have the first like. The Fantastic Four is the first family of Marvel, and it's like, let's do this Fantastic Four story and break up the family.
Well, that's why, like, I'm not excited for any, like, I was talking, I think I brought this up last week, but I was talking to my sister last week, or like the week before last week, about the Fantastic Four movie, and I was like, do you think, she was like, oh, I didn't even hear about it. What do you think? Do you think they'll do a good job? And both of us were basically like, no, because it's not cool to be, like, loving and caring in a family anymore. Like we're still in that weird 90s like I hate you, Dad, like and everybody enjoys like doesn't enjoy that, but like that's what everybody keeps writing. So it's awful. That's why like Superman Lois is so great because that's a family.
Yeah, and I guess Stargirl has that too because you have the stepfather figure. But like for the most like just look what they're doing with Batman on Titans and or Bruce Wayne, I guess. Batman and then And you just know that like you just know there's going to be if they do anything with Pattinson post this Batman film, like it's going to be horrible.
It'll be.
So even Snyder had
having like wards.
Snyder killed off like Dick, right? In his so like
before we even saw him.
Yeah. So even then, you already had Snyder like killing off Dick, like Batman failed, like obviously against Joker. But yeah, so. I mean, I guess Superman and Lois is an exception, but they just kind of wrote off Superman. I don't even know where is even Clark in the comics now. It's just like gone, just chilling at Smallville at the farm.
I don't know.
Letting John handle everything.
Oh no. He was on Warworld for a little bit. Like when they came back after Dark Knight's Metal, he was on Warworld, and then he's back now, and like he only ever appears to like sort of keep passing the torch to John. Like I read the second issue of John's book, which is so bad, and Superman literally just shows up to be like, "Oh, hey, like I heard there was some stuff going on, but I'm going off into space. You're Superman now. You can deal with this." And it's like, what's happening here? Like, why?
Yeah. They don't know what they're doing.
Oh, it's so bad. That book is so bad.
Mjolnir's Powers here. He says, "Hey, ya."
What up, Mjolnir?
YouTube me says, "Yeah, I'm able to be here, but not participate much. Good to see you, YouTube.
Great to see you, YouTube me. Man.
What up, YouTube?
Mr. Anime 343 is here. He says, "Hey, Albanian Comics,
up,
and don't even get me started on the live action My Hero Academia or Cowboy." Yeah, we can talk. That's what we'll talk about. We'll talk about some Cowboy Bebop. I mean, we've been talking about this for a while. It's just confirmed. The official photos pretty much like confirmed it.
Just everything,
Shinkai.
Why do they need live action stuff of all these again?
Because to
nostalgia.
The West. Well, to the like, it's nostalgia. It's like nostalgia for money, but also like the West refuses to take animation as like a serious medium. So to them, it's or like to Hollywood, it's always like, oh, this is
the studios. Yeah,
but you know what's going to happen. They're going to progressive bomb all this stuff, and it's going to be terrible.
Oh, I'm not defending any of it. No, gosh, no. I'm just saying
it's going to be woke, like. Because they're gonna like wokeify all this stuff, and nobody, the live action versions are gonna suck because of that. And Hail Resvergam.
I did like the set piece that they like where he's on the couch. I thought that looked good. That was.
I like that looks like Bebop, but my problem is that it looks more like, I don't know if you guys have ever been to like anime conventions, but normally like Anime Expo in LA has this. One end of the hall is completely set up for. With like little sets, like a school or a bedroom or a battlefield or like outside of a like Japanese noodle spot, and it's for cosplayers to go take photos at. And that's what that seems like to me. It feels like it's a set where John Cho went as a cosplayer and sat down and was like, "I'm in Cowboy Bebop." Like when you go to like a convention,
it felt stale.
Like, yes,
it felt
that's
stale.
exactly what it is.
Like Cowboy Bebop has like style. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like the sets are like alive.
But not here. Here, it's
very static. It looked like it, but it was stale. Like the color palette just didn't do it. It wasn't like popping, which I feel like Cowboy Bebop pops.
It like, pops in everything from the movements to the characters themselves. Like
I remember that first episode. He's literally doing a dance on the those tables,
to like kick the guys in the face. Like, that was like the best part.
It was so awesome. It was so it was right to the music and everything, and it was just like absolutely just like a brilliant fight sequence. And there's no way you're going to be able to get that in live action. How is it going to look so stupid if you even trying to attempt that?
It's exactly like what you keep saying every week, John. Like they think they can do it better than them. A year ago, John Cho straight up said like, "Oh, we haven't even talked to the creator of this series. He's not even involved." They in the press release for the series that came out like on Monday, they listed his name, but they didn't say anything that he did. Just that he was like a consultant, which could mean
he
crap
took
all.
A check.
Yeah, exactly.
They gave him a check, and they can put his name as consultant.
That's literally the first thought I had. I was like, okay,
yeah. But yeah. So I don't know. Anything else? I don't know. Look, do you want to pull up those images there?
Let's do it. I've got it up right now, actually, since I was working on something about it.
Spencer, I'm
is saying. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Drew.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna really hurt somebody if they try to do a live action Vampire Hunter D. That's one of the few animes that I watched.
They will absolutely try.
If they do that, dude. Oh my God, I might seriously be tempted to burn something.
No, that's the next thing. Superheroes are clearly on the way out.
Yeah.
And anime is the next thing. I mean, we're getting a Gundam live action, and we're getting the My Hero Academia.
Well, Gundam live action you can pull off because I always thought they could pull.
I think you can. I definitely.
I always thought that they could pull off a live action Robotech. Because it's easier to do with the CGI lines up with
when you have like big machines and stuff. Yeah,
right, exactly.
The issue with the Gundam is going to be on how they actually like approach the characters. I think that will be the difficulty for Western studios.
Will Western studios resist the temptation to interject that like real politics into the fake politics of this world?
No, they won't resist that. You already know the answer.
They're gonna make Zeon or right? Zeon, is that right?
Yeah, Zeon.
They're gonna make Zeon like Trump people.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Char's already has the red hat. And that's like the huge problem. That's a huge problem because like what's crazy though is Char is like Vader. He's like super popular in Japan, and like it's almost like Cyclops too. Like Char was right.
It's literally what I was about to say. Right. Char was right.
So it'll be like a Rorschach moment if they try and do that. I feel like too.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
If they stick to the actual story.
I was gonna say, don't lose the super chat before it goes away.
I'm still good, so it hasn't like run away from me yet. Plus, I think I can look at it on the back end now. That would just take a couple extra steps because I don't have it pulled up yet. All right, but yeah, so I mean, the only character that is recognizable here, even in this featured image, is Cho as Spike. That doesn't look like Faye Valentine. That looks like a walking SJW. That you would see at a Hillary Clinton rally, and the guy in the middle she got
pronouns in bio. I know she does. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, aside from Faye, because Faye is just awful, and I'm sure we'll get to Faye, but like Jet and Spike, I think there's a better version of it. Yeah. So here's Jet and Spike. Yeah. Like it's just like you said. Like they look like you would imagine, or like they look like the characters from the cartoon or the show. But the problem is they didn't translate it. They just sort of like gave them the outfit, and like so Cho's suit doesn't even look like worn. It looks like he just like honestly like pulled it off of a rack and like put it on and like, let's go. This is, I've been keeping this cosplay neat all year so that it doesn't get wrinkled before I go out to, like Expo. Like that's what him and Jet feel like. Up here in the featured image, you can see like Jet's arm looks rubber. Like it's
it really does, dude. What's up with that?
I mean, I don't like. I know we were doing a couple reviews on it. I don't really remember like like his legs. Does he usually have like knee pads on?
He has he has like boots on normally. So those are normal.
He's got like I don't know. He looks like freaking he's like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the hockey guy whose name
Casey.
Casey.
I feel
yeah, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting Casey vibes. All he needs is like a hockey stick.
Yeah, see, and
pads on.
And that's one of the things too. Is like, again, he's supposed to have like boots like this, like metal, like almost like Centurion night boots. Like you see the little like.
Why did they have to?
Why did they have to go like this?
Why did they have to race swap the guy?
His name's he has black in his name.
Yeah, that's literally why they did it.
That's literally what Hollywood does now. Like Black Canary is black. Jet black, like that's
it just has to be black.
Like that. I feel like that's like the only that's like they're a black character.
Oh, they're black. They have to be black.
Look at this statue here. Look at how vibrant the colors are. How they contrast that red and the black. And then you have those silver. And then if you go back to the like it all blends in.
Mm-hmm.
It all blends in. There's no vibrancy. Like it all looks the same color.
I need cybernetic prop arm number one.
It literally looks like an old Star Trek prop, Drew. Like it would be made of like foam rubber, and they would have to like move their arm like this.
I feel like their prop guy called up another studio like, "Do you have cybernetic prop arm number one?" Because we need cybernetic prop arm number 1, please.
Oh man, you don't? Guess I'm gonna have to go to like the community college and get a student to make
So I
me
get
something.
cybernetic prop arm number 3 then.
I mean, at least it's not CGI. At least
Yes.
I'm assuming it's not CGI. So at
Or-
least that's like
Yeah, also, I think that's fair to say. And if it is
Yeah.
CGI, it's really bad CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Cho, and this
I don't like.
Cho doesn't even. He's not even wearing the headphones right.
The
It bugs me.
headphones look terrible. Yes,
They're
it's so
up-
annoying that way the headphones are.
Like they.
Yeah.
He's not
Yeah.
even listening to anything. Like I can't hear you guys right now.
Yeah, I don't like the headphones at all. I when I saw that, I was just like, what is like who? No one wears his headphones like that.
It's trying too hard. It's going to the
They
wiki
put my
page,
headphones
going,
on my temple.
What is this show? It's Spike and it's music and like old school 80s tech. Great. That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
Here's the picture. And it's like, no, that
Just give
doesn't
him
work.
bigger headphones.
Dude, yeah, seriously, just make them like fit him. Then you got Jet, which is whatever. But then you have this
Yeah.
awful costume for Faye. Like, I don't even
It's
know what they were
really
thinking.
bad.
It's
But again, it's also the same thing. I mean,
Why
the
can't
only thing
she?
that's-
Why can't
the
she
only thing
have
that's-
some cleavage?
Well, the only thing that
Not
stands
allowed.
out is the yellow. Like
yeah.
everything else just blends together. That like dark maroon.
But even like
jacket,
that
black,
jacket's
all
supposed to be like red. Like
I
they're not
know.
supposed to be this muted. Oh yeah,
Well, that's
yeah,
what
I know. I'm like
Yeah,
agreeing with you.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. It's stale. It's stale. Like Cowboy Bebop is not like the one color. Like it's vibrant.
Even
Why?
something
It's
even
not.
like even though the background is all like neon colored too, like it just still
Yeah.
feels flat. Like it doesn't feel like there's any life here.
Well, it's
It
all
just-
that like it's that red brown color. It's
Mhm,
it
yeah.
all kind of it's all of that
Kind of like muds together.
muds together into that. Like
Yeah.
like yeah, you have purple, but I don't know. The yellow is still like it doesn't pop.
It's super muted. No, it's way
Yeah.
too muted for this character. It's the thing where it's like they're too ashamed to. Again, they don't see animation as like a legitimate medium, so they go like when they translate it to live action, they're ashamed of everything about it. Pretty much,
Yeah.
they're ashamed of everything except for the fact that there are fans who will give them money. So they try to make everything serious and realistic and gritty, and it's like I don't care. Like this is not at all appealing to me on any sort of level.
Yeah.
It's just so awful.
Yeah, it's. I mean, so just compare. So this is the first real look we've had at Faye with the gun, and like the first time we see her in the animation, she's got like a freaking like AK. So,
Dude, she's
like,
so
I don't
great.
know. I don't know. Like, it's just like
I mean, she uses a pistol. She does use a pistol. as her
yeah,
main
but
sidearm.
like, dude, I'm just thinking of like the first impression you get when you watch that first episode of the anime that she's in. She's got like the camera like zooms up
trying to
and
get
she, like,
it.
pulls. She's got the gun like aimed at the restaurant, the like the little like shop owner guy. Who she's trying to like get some information
and she's
from or
like,
whatever.
and then she like blows out all the windows and still gets surrounded.
Yeah. It's just a great, absolutely fantastic introduction to a character. But yeah,
none of this,
if you go
What's up?
down a little bit, we can talk about the where he's on the ship, where he's sitting on the couch.
Well, there's the cast shot of
There's
them on
the
the
couch.
couch.
So that was not too bad. That like, at
Yeah.
least the colors are a little bit more vibrant there. I don't know why she's like. I guess that's just like a
Trying to be a
shot.
pose, I
they're
guess.
just
Yeah.
trying to- that's like a marketing shot. I feel like that's just really
Oh yeah,
weird.
definitely.
It's
It's because they're still trying to keep her character as like a sexy femme fatale, but nothing about her character screams sexy femme fatale, so they have to try really hard like this
Yeah.
instead of just having
Yeah.
old Faye would just be sitting there. Like
yeah.
Faye's not like this Tumblr dream girl. I hate it.
But I do like the couch, like the floor. I think the flooring, like this actually, like the lighting they have on here actually like makes the colors pop. It's a little bit better
It is a little bit better.
than the previous ones. But then if you go to the one where Cho is sitting with his back
Yeah,
to
like-
us, there it
Bradford
is.
Gam, I agree. The actress is gorgeous. I
Danielle
will say
Pineda?
that.
Oh yeah, she's very pretty. It's
Yeah.
just not a good
Yeah.
role for her.
No.
But yes, so this this looks like it's from the animation, but again, it's like it's because it's live action. It just looks so stale.
It feels so like when you go to like a con and there's like, do you want to go visit the bridge of the Starship Enterprise, and you can go and sit on the captain's seat, and it's cool, but like this is a set, like this is fake. I know what's going on. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it feels like a set. Like yeah, it does. If it takes you out of the suspension of disbelief that you're on a spaceship, this feels like a set photo.
Yeah, it does. Yes, I think you're perfect. Really that's does. It. Yes.
Yeah. Also, where's the television?
They had to sell it for beef.
That's the best part, though. That's how he gets his.
I know that's how he gets bounties. all the bounties on the little TV. I do hope they bring it back.
Yeah,
or they haven't.
That's that's one of the best parts with the Western
the Western lady and the black guy giving them the bounties. Love it. Lucky Shot. Right. That's what it's called.
Yeah, Lucky Shot. Yeah. But I just
and even this shot is too
massacring
clean.
People in a church too. So
well, he's not. There's a whole reason behind it. It's not just there's no anti-religion here.
Right. That was that in the first episode where the guy was like hiding out in the church or whatever?
Yeah, there's like a quick flashback
the drug,
to it.
With the drug that he was taking out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a quick flashback to it because Spike has a cybernetic eye and keeps flipping between that image and real life.
Right. Okay. I don't know. I don't even really have anything else to say. I'm not impressed.
Not excited at all.
It looks like Death Note 2.0, honestly.
Yeah. No, I think that's being generous even.
Yeah. So, and I didn't watch the live action Death Note. I just know what people have said about it. So this looks similar to what they said about Death Note. So, and they're apparently still making a second one. So we'll see if that actually ever happens. All right.
Yeah, we'll see.
Mr. Anime 343 says CBR did a smear campaign on Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Man. I think we covered that, unless they did another one. Which
they do another one? They got to get a new target. Yeah.
So, Fire Dad says, remember to feed that pesky algorithm. Yeah, that only works if the algorithm actually acknowledges you.
Oh, right. Gosh.
Revul Arvita says, still waiting for a Sinister 6 movie. Seems to be that's what
I think that's what we're going to get. Yeah.
Yeah, Nerdigans Inc. is saying here the timing of this week's Fire Force chapter and the reveal of the desexualizing of Faye Valentine was perfection. Yeah, I shared that. I'm assuming since you're bringing that up, that you're on Twitter.
Yeah.
As like Packer. I don't know. I'm not gonna. I don't want to like Packer girl. So.
But if you're not Packer girl, or follower Packer girl did. Yeah.
Packer girl shared the Fire Force chapter too. So. But yeah, that was
so
funny.
good.
That was so funny. That with Spencer. So
you mean nothing to me. I love when that happens.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, Nerd again says DC and Marvel are just fantastic roast Monsieur. Yeah, it pretty much now. Pretty much. Okay. Oh, the Gilkman. He says he's hi
Gilk.
There. Hi Gilkman.
Hail, Thomas.
Gilkman.
I'm Thomas like Gilkey. So we got a $5 Australian super chat from Revul Arvita. The media still does not understand the concept and the story of Evangelion. Is it Gellion or Gellion?
Gellion.
You
got it right the first time.
Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 Thirst Upon a Time. The mainstream media are stupid. Well, that's
it's because they're looking at it from how can I make this about me? That's literally what that entire 3.0 1.0 thing was about. Rey being asexual, agender. Like it's how can I make this about
insert
me?
My own agenda into this Japanese film
that has like absolutely nothing to do with your bullcrap.
Yeah. No, yeah, they're they're trying to do that with Mineta. So
yep.
As well. Chris Neville says they want hate clicks. Yeah, they definitely do.
So Gary just shared this on Twitter. Gary from Nerdrautic. This is weird and gross. I guess it's a toy of the
Do I
the
want to look
Doctor's
at it? Then?
TARDIS? I mean, it's an official product. It's just like, why would you make this?
What?
What is that? That's the inside of the TARDIS.
What?
I guess that's the inside of Jodie Whittaker's TARDIS. I'm not I'm not a Doctor Who watcher.
Oh god,
an ardent one, but oof.
Doctor Who is just absolute trash.
They just do not care at all anymore.
Nerdigains is saying My Hero Academia season 5 anime is an interpretation, not an adaptation.
Well, no. See, the thing is, it's actually an adaptation. It's not a reimagining, which is what Western live action stuff and Marvel and all that crap is they're not adapting anything. Because if I adapt this story, I'm adapting all of that story into a different medium. I'm keeping everything the same, of course.
Yeah, and you might add like a couple things here and there, like there's a couple things that My Hero Academia adds with Mineta. Like there's a couple scenes with Aizawa where he's just like, dude, you need to be on your behavior that aren't in the manga, but like they're
still in the
they make sense.
They're not going out and doing something completely out of left field with like a huge weird agenda to it. But when you get things like Marvel movies, they say we're adapting it, but they're really that I would say almost is an interpretation, because they're going, here's the story. Well, no, it's not that. Now it's about, I don't know, insert identity here, identity of the week here.
We're going to take this story, take like 3 or 4 elements from it, and then put a bunch of other things in there that we want to put in there and that might have been from other stories. We mash them all together and see how it works.
We just want your money. That's all it is at this point.
Hypnotic in Rapture is here as well. He says, Kabuto Rider, my fellow Asian.
What up?
Hypnotic.
And Drew, don't forget about Drew.
Yep. I'm the other token Asian.
Token, I think I'm outnumbered here, so I think I'm the token white guy here.
John's our token. That's true. If Don were here.
Dread Pirate Mikey says, hail gang, hail.
What up, Dread? What up, Dread? Call him Drakey as well.
Chris Neville is saying, so Chris Neville is going to take us to What If. He said episode 3 was good from what I heard. So I haven't seen it. Like I said, I stopped watching after 1. There's really no need to keep going. But what was episode 3 about?
Yeah.
What did they change? Which was the What If that they changed this time?
I actually kind of like.
First episode was Captain America: First Avenger, and second episode was Guardians of the Galaxy.
They change it by killing all the Avengers. What if the world lost its mightiest heroes is the title of the episode, and basically
like Loki wins.
No, so what happens is it kind of goes through all the scenes of Nick going to the Avengers and like recruiting them, like when Tony was in the donut and when Hulk was hiding out at the college and stuff. And in all these scenes, like right when he kind of recruits them, they die. Like remember when Tony Stark's sitting in the donut place with Nick and he like jabs him with a needle and it like cures his sickness? Now in the episode, he dies from it. And Fury's like, I have no idea why that just happened. When Thor goes for his hammer and he's trying to pick it up in the SHIELD like detention center, and there's that scene where like Hawkeye's like, let me know if you want me to take the shot, Fury. Like, I'll take it. And Fury's like, stand down, Barton. In the episode, he fires. But Barton's like, I have no idea. Why did I fire? I don't know why that happened. Hulk goes on his rampage at the college. And in the middle of it, all of a sudden, he just starts like bubbling up. And then he just like explodes. And then so you have Black Widow working with Fury. And they're like, why is this happening? I don't understand. She gets blamed for killing Tony Stark, so then she has to go on the run, and she does a bunch of espionage and eventually finds out that the person killing all these heroes was Hank Pym, because in this continuity, I guess you could call it, timeline, Hope was a SHIELD agent who died in the line of duty, and it kind of sent Hank Pym off the edge. So you get so like he was in the injection that he put in Tony Stark. And so like when he gets in, he kind of just like ruptures everything. Same when he goes into the Hulk, he throws one of those little discs that make his like heart like just keep growing, the little Ant-Man discs. And then eventually Loki does invade. but he invades with all of Asgard because they're like, hey, you killed
Thor's
Thor.
dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So Fury's like, all right, you know what? Give me like a couple hours, and if I don't have your brother's killer, you can do whatever you want with Earth. And so then he finds out it's Hank Pym, which is pretty cool because he shows up as Yellow Jacket, like comic Yellow Jacket, like it's the Ant-Man suit, but with like the arms, and it's like yellow and black, so it's pretty cool. But then he fights Fury, which turns out to be Loki because they team up, and then Loki like at the end like Hank is getting arrested, and Fury's like, well, thanks for that, Loki. Like maybe we should stay allies. And Loki's like, you know what? I think I'm going to stay here a little longer. And he actually goes on to conquer the world. Like he goes to the UN and he's like, so all of your countries yesterday said that they're under my leadership. It is what it is. And the episode ends with Nick finding Captain America and Captain Marvel, which is dumb. There's this scene.
Wait. Captain Marvel? Like,
yes.
Is Captain Marvel Frozen 2?
No. So there's a scene early on where after all the Avengers are getting killed and Fury's the last one, Widow sends him a message and she's like, it's hope. It was always about hope. And then she like dies. And so Fury's standing there and he's like, what do we do? What do we do? Like Loki's here. Like, what do I do? And he's like, you know what? We're not out of Avengers. And he goes and he reaches for the freaking pager and he like holds it in his hand and he's about to push it. And then he thinks, he's like, wait, hope. Oh, I don't need this. And he like throws it into the car again and like goes to find Hank Pym. But then at the very end of the episode, it's like he's like, Fury is the one who finds Cap, and he like wipes the ice off of the shield, and then it turns to over his shoulder, and Captain Marvel's there, and she's like, all right, like, what do we do now? Because like she's the only Avenger left. And it was just like, come on.
Oh, well, that actually doesn't sound too bad. I might actually have to watch that one.
It's not as bad as the others were.
And it also sounds like it's not like just a complete like reskin. So there's like some
it is not a reskin.
Actual like new ideas there.
An actual new idea, yeah. And they actually brought back what's her name? Oh my gosh, Tyler Perry's daughter, or not Tyler Perry?
Hank Pym's daughter?
No. Liv Tyler. The frick is her dad's name?
Steven Tyler.
Steven Tyler. Yeah.
Oh, so she was playing Betty?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was her playing Betty.
Okay, nice.
I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I felt like that was a that they didn't continue with her. It was
like a wasted opportunity.
Yeah, especially after she was so huge after Lord of the Rings. Come on.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, and there was one weird thing in that episode that like it doesn't have to do with the story. It's kind of like just why did they do this? When Hulk transforms into Hulk, he's played by Mark Ruffalo and is the Ruffalo version of Hulk, but when he transforms, he looks like the Norton version. Like with like the low hair, like the hair going down, and it just
the Norton version looks better anyways.
Yeah, it does look better, but it was just one of those moments of like what, like it took me out of it. Like, why did you do that? It didn't have any effect on the story, but it was like, why'd you do that?
Yeah, I've always liked the way that Universal did the Norton Hulk better than the MCU.
Oh,
Hulk,
like the super fat face
Marvel Hulk. Yeah, I don't know. I thought he always looked cooler to me. So
I think he probably represents what Hulk is more to me too. Like I would probably go. Yeah, he looks like Hulk, like a giant, big, short-haired dude.
Yeah, the other Hulk like just looks like Mark Ruffalo.
CGI. The Norton Hulk looks like an anime hero.
Yeah,
who gets like his final superpower up.
Oh wow, I'm so far behind because people are talking about the wrestling stuff now. Mm-hmm. Arvita is saying Tokyo Avengers broke Attack on Titan.
We will save you
record for
the final fight. This is my final form.
Looks like Hulk, man. That's just like rage.
No, that's Norton Hulk.
Yeah, I know. That's what I like.
Oh yeah. Hulk. Yeah, me too. Yeah, this one's better.
Like pure rage. Yeah. Just like
instead of whatever weird like faux hawk he has when he's Ruffalo Hulk.
Yeah, I like the hair.
I'm not a fan of Ruffalo Hulk.
No. Yeah. I don't even like the way Bruce Banner sucks too. So.
Oh yeah, no, I don't like any part of Ruffalo's performance really. And yeah, Sean, that's exactly like as soon as I said Tyler Perry, I was like, man, yeah, I totally got that one wrong.
I had no idea who you were talking about. I was like,
oh, I was trying so hard because all I had in my head was Tyler.
Yeah. Restrogam says, hail Restrogam. Yeah, Chris Neville says being white is problematic. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we got him race swapped in the last movie. Yeah, Restrogam, that is right. Like Norton Hulk had like vascularity and Ruffalo Hulk is doughy. That is probably
I like that's what I like, the muscles and everything that are
you got to be like ripping out like you're Hulk. You're hulking out. There's literally a verb about it.
All right, I'm just gonna skip down to the bottom because I'm so far behind. Shinkai Atsuya says, "Would be funny if Bruce turned into the Lou Ferrigno Hulk." Dude, I saw something about Lou. He was like saying like, you know what? Like I didn't need CGI. I literally like just
that was awesome. I was Hulk.
Like I didn't need no CGI to like get people to suspend their disbelief to think that I was like Hulk because I was just like a big Hulk. And I was just like, yeah, that's right. He still looks like Hulk.
He still looks like Hulk.
He looks like Hulk. Yeah.
He's still a giant Hulk. Man.
Yeah, Professor Hulk was the worst.
Yeah.
I feel like they were just doing that so they could like look more like Ruffalo.
Oh no, that's absolute, and like let him act more. Like that's definitely what it was. But then they gave all the stupid like joke lines. Like I don't know. It's just too many jokes in the MCU, man. We all know that.
Yeah. Miss Martin Muses is here. She's
Miss
Martin. The rose. Miss Martin, good to see you.
Hey, not streaming at the rose.
Are you talking about My Hero Academia here? About half the season being filler? I haven't felt that way. We had the Class 1A, Class 1B fight, and now they're jumping into the Liberation arc.
Yeah, that seems to me like you're right on top of it.
I mean, there's been a couple build-ups, but like I don't know. I felt like this last episode, I wouldn't consider that filler. We learned a lot about
the only one I can really think of that was filler was that beach one, like whatever, like screenshot of it that I've been using a lot.
Yeah, it was like a side. That's a side mission.
And that was only like one episode. Like I don't see it.
But even then, it's you could even like call that like world building too. It's just showing how like villains are being much more aggressive and how heroes are actually like having to do a lot more hero work because the villains are really starting to push society to its limits. So I don't know. I disagree on that part. Luis Morales, who has changed his name to Luigi the Metal 64. I don't know. If you don't want me to say that, that's fine.
Luigi Morales.
He says they're just making anime into live action to show contempt for the anime medium. Japan already hates the idea of making anime into live action.
Oh, yeah.
Japan also hates Netflix. I don't know. I mean, do they? I mean, they make their own live action films.
They don't like him. They see him sort of in the same way that like when we see a Marvel movie coming out and we see them put out a mini series like I don't know, like Black Widow, Agent of Soviet or whatever, right? And we're like, we know what you're doing here. That's just a tie-in for money. That's how they see it in reverse over there. They see like a live action announced and they're just like, what are you doing here? Like, we don't want, like, you're going to ruin it.
All these, like, I see all these stories about all of that. Like, they don't just do live actions. They like have like live action plays.
Yes, stage plays. Like, those are cool.
Stage plays too. So, I mean, that's live action. Obviously, it's not live action on a screen, but it's like live action in like real life. So I don't know.
But in those stage plays, they're sort of there's an element of like there's an element of like a suspension of disbelief because like they're still portraying the characters as you know them. Like it is literally supposed to be like them ripped from the page. They don't do any changing. They don't do any race swapping or anything. But there's also the idea that like you can still get as wild and ridiculous and play into whatever the anime is about while performing and kind of like hamming it up. to when you go, would have to be super serious all the time, and there's no fun allowed.
I guess the question I would ask is like, if they really hated it, why do they continually make them? And seemingly they make money.
I mean, why do they keep making Star Wars movies? Because they just keep making money.
I mean,
People
those
still
are,
go see
yeah,
them.
yeah. Well,
I mean, yes,
yeah,
that is a complete. That is not a one-to-one comparison,
Yeah.
but it is sort of the same element still. Where like people, like to them in Japan, like anime and manga is as common nowadays and has always been over there as like comic books are nowadays. So like to that, like the way we would be walking down the street and go, oh, I know Spider-Man. Like even if you weren't a fan, you'd be like, oh, that's Spider-Man. Like, oh, he's getting a movie. That might be interesting. Blah, blah. That's kind of what they do. Like, oh, Attack on Titan. I know that's been really popular, and I've seen lots of ads for it around, and anime and whatever. So, oh, cool. That's getting a thing. Maybe I'll go check it out. And then you drop trailers, and everybody forgets.
Yeah,
everybody pulls a Lucasfilm.
So I guess like the real answer is that the companies are probably don't hate the idea because they want to make more money, obviously.
Oh no,
and I think that's why you're seeing them license a ton of Netflix is getting a ton of anime license. So you're seeing those. They have One Piece, they have Attack on Titan, they've got Seven Deadly Sins. I mean, their anime library is pretty big and seemingly growing
up there
every day. So as much as maybe the Japanese people don't like it, the studios are sure fine selling the licensing rights to get more money off those products. So and then
especially in the West, like
there's saying there are money. Yeah, I mean, especially now. I mean, because the popular. I mean, I remember just a couple years ago, Crunchyroll only had 1 million paid subscribers. This year, they announced that was literally like 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was when I was at New York Comic Con, which was
that was like their big announcement. Like, we did it,
2019. They said that they had doubled their paid subscribers from 1 million to 2 million in a single year. And then just this year, they said that they have 5 million paid subscribers now. So they doubled it again.
Dang.
Just in like 3 years. 3 years, they went from 1 million to 5 million, I believe. So it's the popularity boom is happening.
Yes.
With anime right now, as people are finding that's where they're going to find quality entertainment now. And as Chuck Dixon has said, it's not like just superhero stuff or like shonen style stuff. Obviously the shonen style stuff is wildly popular, but there's literally like anime and mangas about like fly fishing and volleyball and soccer, and like they have cooking, like anime,
and they
like
don't have to take Dragon Ball or One Piece and insert those types of stories there, because they can just go make those kinds of stories for that audience.
Right. Yeah. And then Carrie's here saying there are some good live action anime adaptations.
Oh yeah.
Gintama and Gantz.
Gintama's good. I don't know. Gantz was okay. I know Kingdom was really good. I haven't seen that one, but I've heard nothing but great things about that. And then the one I always bring up is Dragon Ball Evolution. No,
it's trash.
Live, Die, Repeat, or Edge of Tomorrow, whichever title you want to call it.
But that's a Hollywood one.
Yeah.
So I did watch I watched because it was on Netflix when I still had Netflix. What was it? It was Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes.
Action. It was not very good.
It's so weird.
The anime is so much better. So much better.
Japanese Japanese movies have really weird CGI. Like it's good, but it doesn't blend very well with like the scene like it does in American movies. Yeah. But in that Full Metal Alchemist movie, it's like worse. Like it's just nothing blends. All the costumes look really bad. It's just
the budget seemed really low.
Yeah,
I don't know what the budget was, but it felt like they were on like a university level budget or something like that.
Dude,
like,
yeah.
It was like it felt like fan filmish almost.
It felt like a last season of a CW show.
Yeah, I've heard this too. I've heard that there's a Death Note live action that is decent, but not the Netflix one.
Yeah, the Japanese ones. I know. I've heard they're good. I know they got 3. There's 3 of them in total. So maybe I'll check those out. But again, I could just watch Death Note.
Yeah, or just read it.
Or just read it. Yeah.
Okay. I saw something here. Bobby Campbell is here with us. How's it going, Bobby Campbell? He's like,
Yeah,
Netflix
Bobby
needs to go away. I mean, they lost what 500,000
a lot
subscribers in the past quarter, which and noticeably Disney Plus did not add 500,000, and I don't think any of the other streamers did. I didn't look at Peacock or HBO Max or what's the other one. I feel like there's one more. CBS.
Oh,
CBS
right.
Plus,
All
whatever
Access.
it's got now.
All Access.
Yeah, CBS All Access now. But which I think that's not a good sign for streaming when all of these people have like gone all in. And I don't think a lot of people read this one article, but I actually found it really interesting because it was Jason Blum of Blumhouse.
Oh yeah.
He was talking about he was on this business podcast with the Hollywood Reporter's Kim Masters, who's actually like her. I actually kind of like the podcast because she actually asks legit questions. Although like I was cringing because she asked this one question about the Scarlett Johansson lawsuit, and Jason Blum was like, "Well, I think you're being a little like I think you're treating Scarlett as pretty passive here," and he was like kind of chiding her. And then after he gave his answer, she was like gave this like long apology. He was like, "Oh, I wasn't trying to like make Scarlett like be passive. I know she's active in the lawsuit, obviously. Blah blah blah." Like she just had to like she was like it was typical Hollywood apology.
Slammed by an actual creator.
Well, she didn't even need to apologize for that because like it was just like she was apologizing for something that wasn't wrong. Like she just asked a question, and then he was like, "Oh, like." She was asking a question about the lawsuit,
yeah,
and then he interpreted it that way. Where like, yeah, you could easily interpret it that way, but it was just like, come on now, like you don't need to like chide her on that, and she doesn't need to like apologize for it because it was just an innocent question, and she was just like expressing her thoughts. Like you could tell she was like gathering them because it was kind of like a long-winded question, and there's anything wrong with it. But I'm going off on a tangent on that because that like really annoyed me because it was so typical Hollywood to me.
Yeah,
listening to that, and I was like, "Why are you apologizing? Like you did nothing wrong. Like you're like grow a spine." Like he's criticizing you for like not saying that Scarlett has a spine, and you're over here like apologizing for it.
Yeah, right.
It's like, what are you doing?
Like,
but
why?
anyways, in that
girl back
in that yeah, dude. But in that podcast, like Blum basically is like the Hollywood model that the streaming model is going to fail because what they're doing is they're paying huge money up front for product, hoping that they're going to get a big return on the back end. And he even said like, you know what? Like, I think this is bad for quality films. I think it's bad for like on the business side, but you know what? They're paying me like huge money and I'm going to do it. And he signed a 3-picture deal for an Exorcist reboot for New York Times said it was $400 million for a 3-picture deal. He got paid like $400 million for a 3-picture Exorcist reboot, which is like insane money for Blumhouse because like they literally do movies on like shoestring budget for Hollywood. Like they did Halloween on a $10 million budget and the opening weekend was like $80 million. So he's getting $400 million for 3 movies, and it doesn't matter if the movies suck.
No, it doesn't.
He's already got paid because he's already got paid. So if literally no one watches the movie, it doesn't matter because he's already paid. So like these Hollywood studios are hoping that they're going to get people to subscribe, get these subscribers long term. But like Netflix losing 500,000 subscribers already, I don't know. That's not a good sign. It's a horrible sign. So they're putting all this money up front, and it's super risky. Super risky.
It's really risky.
I mean, look at this. This is here. Let me pull this up. I got the Samba TV. There it is. Their Instagram. And I gotta go back to this because I messed that up. There we go. I gotta remember this one. No. Sorry, bear with me here.
No
Yeah,
worries.
Okay. So this is Samba TV. They track
Samba
viewership, and I mean, you just look here. This is the Reminiscence movie. 840,000 U.S. households watched Reminiscence. So I mean, that's $15, right, per household. So I mean, I guess. So how much is that worth? We got a calculator on hand.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. That is worth approximately 1,263,000 or no, 12,630,000.
So that's
Still not
12,
good.
12 million for that movie, and that's only like, so remember that's not even including like people are getting other content for that as well, right? So even if you like, so you can't even like factor that in, right? You can't like, okay, we had this many people watch it, that translates to this number. Well, no, because you also have all this other content on there that they might have watched too. So you would have to like, if you really want to, like, I don't know, I'm not an analyst, but this is just me talking off the top of my head here. Like, I would think that you would have to like look at, if you really wanted to like really bear down on those numbers, you would have to look at what each subscriber had watched over the course of their month, and then be like, these were the things that they were 15, and then like you'd have to like really like hone it in on each of your subscribers and seeing like what your costs were and whether or not you're actually like making money based on those costs. And I don't know how much money this film made. I would probably assume it's probably like in the 50 million range or something like that. I don't know. But
yeah.
But 12 million is not good, and then it only made like I think it made like 2 million total opening weekend box office, and that's with Hugh Jackman. This is Hugh Jackman as the lead.
I mean, you had Idris Elba in Suicide Squad, and it still crapped the bed.
Yeah. So I mean, I think Blum's onto something. His analysis like really rang true to me. But he was like, I'm going to take the money and run with it because that's what they're going to do. That's what they're offering me. That's the game that we're playing now. And I'm playing the game, and I'm going to use it to my advantage. So, I mean, like the South Park guys just got like...
not?
South Park guys just got like what? Like almost $1 billion? Yeah, like 900 million or something like that. So, like, I mean, they're just... I mean, I get South Park is huge, but like... Woo! That is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money to keep them there.
Yeah. So... just sorry to go off on that tangent, but I think that was something interesting that I didn't feel like a lot of people had been talking about, and so I just wanted to point that out. And I don't think the like, I mean, I know Netflix was in the beginning. I don't know if they still do it now, but I know they were still in a huge debt because they wanted to like really just get all this talent and get all the content and put it on there, so they could kind of try and run all the other people out. But the other people have got their own streaming stuff now, and they're working it. And it'll be interesting to see. I actually think CBS might have the right strategy because they're like, you know what? We're going to have our streaming service and stuff, but we're also going to be able to license it to these other streamers. And it seems like HBO is doing that as well because I think that because I know CBS is doing because they've got that hugely popular Paramount show, The Western. I can't remember its name right now. It's very popular, but that's on Peacock. That's on NBC Universal's Peacock now, exclusively on. I think it's on Peacock, and then the Harry Potter stuff I think is on Peacock as well too, and that's Warner Brothers, right? So I think that that's interesting that you're seeing them still approach like, hey, we're not gonna. Why would we want to get rid of our? We're going to still have our streaming service and everything, but we'll still license our stuff too. Whereas Disney's like, we're not doing any of that, and it's all just on Disney.
It's all ours. It's all ours.
So we'll see how that works. We'll see what happens there. So that's something to look forward to in these streaming wars on how the licensing and everything plays out. And if we see Disney go back to the licensing some of their films, we'll see if that works.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I see. This is I don't like this either.
Oh yeah, I hated
releasing
that.
different
That
sections
so
of the
dumb.
Sailor Moon series on different streaming sites is a license fight and wasting money. Hulu has Sailor Moon and Crystal, and Netflix has Eternal. Buy the discs. Yeah, that's just
that was so
annoying.
dumb.
Super annoying. Like if you can't get it all, like don't get it all. Like it was like Netflix had Lord of the Rings. It like had Fellowship and Return, but I don't think they didn't have Two Towers or whatever. And it's like, what are you doing?
Two Towers? I don't. One of them was missing. I remember that. It was so dumb.
Like I don't like. Come on now, you gotta have them all. Have them all or not. I saw something up here. Someone was saying, yeah, this. So I'll go back to My Hero Academia here with Shinkai. My Hero Academia skipped the cult that hates mutant spinner dialogue and fingers. It's not that much episodes in the season. It seems My Villain Academia going to cut or censor a lot of things. Yeah, I was a little surprised by that. That they did jump a lot. Because I think so again, I'm not there yet with the manga. Like I'm on volume 9, so I'm still like post Stain. I'm right after the Stain fight, and they're doing their they're just about to fight in the forest. I'm at the forest training arc, so I'm way behind. Where the anime is at.
Yeah.
But I do know that like Shigaraki, like he has to like defeat these other people or something like that and bring them in and take over this other group to like make his group bigger. And I feel like they did kind of skip over that. So they did jump a little bit there. So I agree with you there, Shinkai. Because that stuff's interesting.
If they don't have that many episodes left in the season, I'm wondering if they're doing it in such a way, because like where the anime is right now is like right on the heels of the manga. So I'm wondering if they're gonna like sort of spread it out so that they'll cut it like right before something happens in the next arc, and then break, and then season 6 will like pick back up.
Yeah, I feel like season 6 is gonna be like 2 years from now. I don't think it'll be next year. Because Horikoshi's just or they're like, I know they've got a new one in the works too. They've got like a spin-off, and I don't know if it's Vigilantes. One would assume that they're going to do Vigilantes. I forget what it was. I think that people were speculating it would be Vigilantes, which makes sense obviously because they're over I think they're at over 100 chapters on that. And I think they're like 112 or something like that with Vigilantes. But I also know they have the light novels as well, which is
you just did a story on today.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah, they got a new one coming out, volume 6 in Japan in October. So probably won't be here till like August next year translated. But they do have the school brief stuff where they could do like an anthology series, I guess, because those tell stories. They go back and tell stories of things. So like this new one, obviously the Liberation arc is happening now in the anime, but that happened a while ago in the manga. So, but that'll have a Liberation arc story, and obviously the movie's coming out too. It's out right now in Japan, but it'll be coming out here, I think, in October. I think Funimation just announced the dates today. I'll have a story up on that tomorrow. Yeah, Jared Pirate Mikey still talking about the anime debate. I don't know if I said that. I think Spencer said this. Japan takes anime and manga seriously. Hollywood does not. But yeah, I totally agree with you. I don't think they take it. Oh, we lost Spencer. But I totally don't think they take it seriously. I think they just see it as a vehicle to make money now. I don't think they actually care about the craft or honor the craft. But that's Hollywood in general. I don't even think they care about movie making craft at all anymore. Storytelling craft.
No, they don't.
Now it's a vehicle for left wing politics for the most part.
Because you look at what's coming out, and that's, and I talk about that all the time on my other streams I do, because what we talk about, what we write about is just a ripple in the larger pond, and you know that, John, and it's like,
yes,
and they just really poisoned like all these industries, because it's just they do nothing but beat you over the head with ideology and nonsense, and it takes away what was so cool about the original source material, and that's what I hate about it, because they'll never do anything, like, you know, show it the proper respect that it deserves, and that I think is what's so disappointing about it. I think the only thing that seems like it might be go against the grain of that will be, you know, possibly Ghostbusters when that comes out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Ghostbusters,
because, you know, I like the way they're doing it.
Yeah, because they had that huge backlash too to it. So
yeah. So I mean, we'll see what happens with that. You know, the Top Gun Maverick movie looks pretty cool. That kind of
CCP.
Dude, I can't even
funded.
Yeah,
that movie's never coming out.
Funded CCP. CCP, like, I don't know, the patch
or whatever, like they had to put it
just,
yeah,
they changed the patch. Like, I don't know. I'm super skeptical. I mean, it is Tom Cruise though, and I mean, his last Mission Impossible film, I think, was probably maybe the second best one. After the first one. The first one is just absolutely like brilliant.
Dude, the first one's so good.
It's so good. It's so good. The twist, like, obviously now you know what the twist is, but even knowing the twist, it's still like an enjoyable film. Like, it's really fun, and the characters are really well done. And I like the twist is the twist is, I don't know. I assume people have seen it, but Jon Voight plays it excellently. Tom Cruise is excellent. I forget who plays Voight's wife. She did a great job too. But dude, that first Mission Impossible movie is fantastic. The first Top Gun movie is really good too, obviously. And I like lots of Tom Cruise things. I like Days of Thunder too, obviously. So. I like Tom Cruise movies. So
he's the last movie star we have. Maybe Hemsworth. Maybe Hemsworth's trying to get there, but nowhere near the level of Cruise.
I think I would probably put Cavill over Hemsworth. I think Cavill has more star power than Hemsworth, personally.
Maybe.
I also think that
I like Cavill better. I agree. Like,
I think Henry also has, like, I think he obviously has a really good agent in The Rock's, like, ex-wife, and I think he's positioned himself really well. He's seen that I think he positioned himself with The Witcher really well with the decline of cinema, and and then he also, like, he obviously teamed up with Cruise in that last Mission Impossible movie, and he's starting to train like Cruise and be more like Cruise, and he's doing like, he wasn't allowed to do his own stunts because he hadn't trained with it, and now he's got that Ducati with the motorcycle, so he can do his own stunts, and he doesn't have to use a stunt double because he wants to be more like Tom Cruise.
You can't even get a stunt double for a man that big.
yeah. But I don't know. Hemsworth, I mean, I just, when you say that, I just think of Men in Black and how that bombed. So I don't know. It's just like we were talking about here. Hugh Jackman's Reminiscence just did not do well at all. And that's Hugh Jackman. And I think Hemsworth is kind of on that same plate. I think Chris Pratt is kind of there. Although that like movie he did with Jennifer Lawrence didn't do very well.
Oh, Passengers or whatever.
But I think, I mean, Tomorrow War seemed to do pretty well on Amazon. Hard to know what that would have looked like.
I'd say he at least brought the star power to keep that movie in, like, conversation. Because I feel like without Pratt, nobody would have cared.
Yeah. Then that, I think without Pratt, that
level, but yeah,
I think without Pratt too, that, like, movie gets, like, panned way harder personally.
Yeah,
because there's, like, I get that people just like seeing people shoot aliens, but I don't know.
You gotta have some substance behind it.
Yeah, I want some substance. Even like, as much as, like, I'll say, like, you don't need to, like, listen to any of the dialogue on Pacific Rim. That's because the substance is there in the story. You know, you have to, like, fight and kill these kaiju, and, like, there's that desperation, and the threat level constantly is, like, increasing throughout the movie.
Yeah,
and, like, it, that threat level is shown to you in the first freaking fight,
like,
where his brother is killed.
Just,
and it's
like,
just
ripped
like,
out.
what? And so you know that these kaijus are not messing around. You gotta, like, fight them.
And, like, they're real threats, yeah.
Yes. And they show you the devastation that they can do. So, yeah, I mean, I love that first Pacific Rim movie is really good. Really good. I can't praise that enough.
No.
I love that first Pacific Rim movie. All right, I kind of went off on a tangent there.
Tangent away. That's what we're here for.
Do that a lot. All right, I saw that we have some super chats, so let's get to those. Sean the Movie Man 71 for $5 says, "Hey guys, what are your thoughts on Shang-Chi?" As Kevin Feige says, yeah,
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. I don't know why. Like even Simu Liu in the promo says Shang-Chi. I don't know why Feige was saying Shang-Chi. Maybe they decided to like abandon saying Shang-Chi after they like realized they weren't getting in China. We'll just say Shang-Chi.
Yeah, we don't have to try anymore.
I don't know. I want to see it, but the constant virtue signaling around the film is a turn off. Thoughts? So I feel like I'm right there with you. Like the Marvel virtue signaling is so freaking annoying to me, and it really started with Black Panther, and then obviously Captain Marvel. They ramped it up again, but I feel like it. I feel like it's another Captain Marvel. I feel like the marketing around it is probably makes it look a lot worse than what the actual movie is. And like, I don't think Captain Marvel was a great movie. It just was a paint by numbers Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what Shang-Chi is going to be too. I mean, I was reading even the critic reviews and a lot of them were just like rah representation. And
yeah,
and then, like,
nobody
the
talked
final
about
act,
the actual movie.
Yeah, and then they were just like the final act is like awesome action sequence, and that's really cool. Which is, I think, really that is what the paint by numbers is now. They give you like a bland, like for the most part. I didn't watch Black Widow, so I'm not sure, but it seemed that way.
I'm literally thinking of Black Widow right now, listening, and I'm like, "Yep, this is exactly what they did with Black Widow."
Usually, they'll give you some like pretty decent stuff in the beginning. The middle like has its story problems, and then they'll just have like a big blowout action sequence. Now at the end, and they want you to just, and this is the problem with Star Wars. That's what they do with Star Wars now. They just have these huge action sequences at the end, and they just want your brain waves or whatever to like have these like euphoric moments, like oh, so awesome,
the soy jack moments,
and then you just come out of the theater and they want you to get that like initial reaction, like, yeah, I loved it, it was so great. But then when you like get in the car and you're driving home, at least when you used to be able to drive home.
Yeah, right.
You get in the car, you look at your buddy or your family or whoever you're with, and you're just like, that wasn't really that good, was it? It's like,
right?
No, it wasn't. And you have the like, that's how it works. That's what I feel like that's the formula. That's the problem with Star Wars. They have like they'll have these like huge like fights or whatever. And I know people like Rogue One. I don't think Rogue One's a good example because I think there's actually a lot of really good substance there. I know people have their complaints about it, the pacing with it, but I mean I don't know.
Rise of
Skywalker. Last Jedi has that fight at the end with the like Hoth. Yeah,
it was Hoth with a Death Star, and then Finn or Rose crashes into Finn. Yeah,
and then Rey lifting the rocks. It's not about lifting rocks, and then she like lifts rocks.
And then she lifts rocks.
Yeah, so
I still think of that awful scene, like that moment from Rise of Skywalker when the Resistance are like, or like Poe's like, we're outnumbered, we can't do this, and then Lando's like, oh no, you're not, and then he shows up with all the ships.
Yeah,
because like that's supposed to be one of those moments where you go, oh my gosh, but like. Who are you? Like,
I don't do it. Yes,
but I don't have any investment here. Like,
that's what they want you to feel like, but like you said, you don't have that.
Like they wanted that Avengers moment, but the difference is like in Avengers, it wasn't just the Mystic students and the Ravagers and like Wakandan soldiers coming out. There were like icons in there. Like maybe if you led with
20 years of films,
right? To build it up to
films building up to that. Like after, like you could argue after Avengers, every single movie was building up to this like epic fight
like
with Thanos.
Yeah, your splash page.
And the movie before that, Thanos like literally snapped everyone out of existence, and then seeing all these people like come back. As much as like the time travel was like so convoluted. They found a way to do it, and it was like this heroic moment of like, especially like, and then you had like Cap, and it was also after Cap and Thor and Iron Man were beaten down, and it looked like
rocked. Yeah,
it looked like Thanos was going to win again, and then it's just like they're back, like, and they all
cool.
come through the portals, and it's that payoff was worth it.
As much as like I had problems, assemble, yeah.
As much as I had problems with Avengers Endgame as a whole, like that moment works because of all of the growth and
it's the payoff to that thing they've been building for forever.
Yeah, but in a single movie, I don't know.
It's kind of almost the opposite of what they did with Star Wars, because like we grew up with Luke and we were like, well, now it's time to see Luke be like hero Luke, like master Luke, and then they went, nah, he's gonna go drink some milk.
Yeah, he's gonna drink nasty alien boob milk. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, to get back to your question, Sean, the movie, man, I feel like it's I feel like it's another Captain Marvel. It'll probably be better than Captain Marvel. The trailers look better than Captain Marvel. I did see some things about that. They said the villain, that Tony Leung's performance as this villain was pretty good. So I mean, seeing that from a lot of people, and Tony Leung is a veteran actor, so I expect good things from him. But yeah, I mean, so it'll probably be better than the expectations you'll have coming from the virtue signaling. Because when I see all that stuff, like I'm just like, dude, it's gonna be like super woke. But then when I went and saw Captain Marvel, and I was like, there was like really like, yeah, they gender swapped and all this stuff, but it was just like a origin story that
it was pretty bland. Better.
Like
they couldn't even go all the way into their wokeness. Like they had that scene that ended up being deleted of the biker where she like steals the bike. Like they couldn't even, they didn't have the cojones to even put that in, you know, which is like
they released it. Man. They released it afterwards to try and like promote the DVD or whatever. Yeah.
Dude, I saw somebody talking about this, and this was a really good point that I'd never thought about that scene, where it's like that scene was intended to mimic the moment from Terminator. But Arnold's a villain at that point. The Terminator's a bad guy at that point. You're not rooting for the Terminator. You're going, oh crap, he's getting everything he needs to go kill John.
Yes, but in the second one, they do that again, and he's going to protect John too. So
yes, in the second one, yeah.
So
I guess I guess
so I guess they're trying to do T2, which T2 is I think is the more memorable film. Even though Terminator 1 is really good too. So
they're both so good.
I think I just feel like a lot of people like Terminator 2's shadow is so big it like T1 kind of.
I mean, you've got all those iconic moments in it. You've got the T-1000 with the bullet holes. You've got the fence like explosion scene. You've got the thumbs up. Like there's so much there.
Yeah, and T2 has the liquid metal. Yeah. The liquid metal stuff is just so cool.
Especially for back then. Like it still kind of holds up.
It does. Like even with like the scene where he's in the psych ward or whatever. And he's like on the floor. That's still such a cool scene to me. So cool when he's like forming up. It's like, oh dude, you're like run,
like
go.
Frick.
Like, yeah. You feel that. You feel that character. You feel that you're like you're rooting for them, but you're also like you want to run too because you're just like this guy is like bad.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Real risks.
So I hope that answers your question, Sean, the movie man.
Yes.
Hope they give you their opinion. Drew, did you want to weigh in on this question here? Shang-Chi.
Oh, Shang-Chi.
It's a good point,
dude. It just tries so hard. It seems like it's trying super hard, and I don't like that. And it really, really insults my intelligence with the forced like. We're the super duper Asian movie.
Yes, that pissed me off.
Get out of here with that.
Simu Liu's thing where he's like kids will finally have, or not finally, because that's what everybody gets at. Kids will have what I didn't have growing up, an Asian like hero, and it's like, dude, shut up! How dare you,
bro?
Like,
Bruce Lee,
up,
like Bruce Lee.
Right, in the article I wrote about it, I only focused on stars from before he like was born. And it's like Bruce Lee. You've got
the great Sonny Chiba before he just passed away.
A couple days ago.
I mean, dude, these people are sitting here, and again, they think you and I know, Spencer. You and I know it's mainly white liberals because they come in and they do the same thing that they do with the black folks, with the Hispanic folks. They're just like, they jump in front and say, "Oh, we're gonna shield you from everything because we're here to protect
you." Yeah,
and it's like, no, you're not. You're sitting there trying to like gain virtue points by sitting there trying to create some falsehood that you're standing up for us, and you're not. And it's like, dude, I'm so over this stuff, and this movie is like completely the embodiment of that. It's just so over the top. It's so overdone, and it's the same thing with the Snake Eyes movie, dude. Hey, Reisbergam brought up Donnie Yen. Dude, Donnie Yen, yes. Love Donnie Yen.
Dude, but DC3's got a really good point. Shang-Chi is based on Bruce Lee. Shang-Chi is practically Marvel's Bruce Lee. Like, how can you play that character and then go, nobody's ever existed like this before? It's like, also, it's like Chloe Bennett literally led a Marvel show for like 8 seasons, and you're just saying she doesn't matter. Like,
yeah, basically, and that's the thing. I mean, it was so unneeded because, like, even in the pantheon of heroes, dude, of movies that you were going to make, Shang-Chi, like, rates, like, down here. Okay? Oh, yeah. It's not a needle mover. It's not.
Well, that's why he hadn't appeared in the comics until his movie got, like, they started marketing his movie. And then they gave him some miniseries, and he showed up in the Avengers, and but he was gone.
Meanwhile, my God, why wasn't there, like, we didn't even need this film. Like, a new Daredevil would have been fine. Even a new Ghost Rider would have been fine. A Moon Knight,
Japanese Spider-Man.
I feel like Nova from Guardians of the Galaxy is probably like a big one.
Well, no,
that's what everybody's been waiting for.
Moon Knight, dude. Yeah. A lot of people want Moon Knight.
Well, yeah, they're doing Moon Knight. He's getting the TV show. They're filming right now.
But
awful looking potential
costume. Ghost Rider, they got him and they stuck him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Listen, that was one of the better.
And it wasn't Johnny.
That was one of the better. It was still one of the better Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. arcs.
It was. It definitely.
When you look back at that show, but the thing is, I still want a proper Johnny Ghost Rider movie.
Yeah, man.
I'm not saying the Nick Cage movie was terrible, but
I am.
But it was pretty terrible. But
the second one was worse. I felt like.
Oh wait, no, sorry. Yes, I am thinking of the second one. Oh my god. First one's decent. It's decent.
Yeah, the first one's decent. The second one is pretty bad.
Yeah, the second one's
pretty bad. Second one had that scene where he's like transforming into Ghost Rider, and it's just like the weird like back and forth of the camera where he's like, it looks so bad. It looks so weird. Like I get what they were going for, but it didn't work.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with like Reisbergam, Sean the Movie Man. Yeah, I thought the Robbie Reyes arc in AOS was pretty good. I didn't necessarily mind the car thing. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But
no, it worked. I liked how his origin was about his family.
Yeah,
and he wanted to take care of his. Well, no. In Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he wanted to take care of
Robbie Reyes.
Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie wanted to take care of his brother. And obviously, Johnny's origin is about his family too.
I want a.
It's almost like we've forgotten that.
I want a good.
People motivates you to be a hero.
Yeah, well, they don't.
You're supposed to. No families.
They don't want anything about family. They don't want traditional hero's journey. That's taboo now. But
they don't want to have a happy family, and they don't want you to work for the things you.
Yeah.
Like they don't want you to earn it. They want it handed to you, and they want validate your hatred against all of your parents and aunts and brothers and everybody.
but it's just like the only thing that bugs me is just it's so disingenuous, like the whole idea of Shang-Chi, and it goes with that same archetype with the Snake Eyes movie. They were just, same thing. They marketed it the same way. It was complete virtue signaling. It was just trying to gravy train on Asian people, and
I think that also shows that like the Marvel brand is really strong. Because you can make a Snake Eyes movie and market it the same way they market Shang-Chi.
True, very true.
And that Shang-Chi film, I mean, it's going to do a lot better than Snake Eyes. Because Snake Eyes sucked.
It still will.
But I just think that's just and I don't even know like if the Snake Eyes film might be a better film than Shang-Chi, but that doesn't matter because that Marvel brand is on Shang-Chi now, and people are just going to be like, they're just so. They so are like attached to that Marvel brand because they built up, because it was built up with I mean, you cannot deny that they earned that. They earned that reputation.
They absolutely did.
Yeah.
They're just having, I mean, it's just going straight downhill now though.
Oh yeah,
they're
going off a cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad because
I think they're going off of sorry, Drew. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just saying it's sad because
not here.
I thought like Phase 4, Phase 5, stuff like that would be good, that they would innovate. I was excited when they got like a hold of the X-Men stuff. I'm like, okay, we're gonna get some pretty awesome a new X-Men from the ground up, and it's just, man, they sat there instead and they're like, no, we're going to sit there and throw female empowerment in your face for the entirety of this phase, and you're gonna like it. And it's just, oh man, come on man.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
I think that reputation is a double-sided sword now. Like, because they know they have, Marvel knows now that they have that reputation. So they can. So now that they know, they're like, oh, we can do that and this, and exactly. That's bingo. Exactly what I was getting to.
Man, I need the God. If I had
exactly what I was gonna say.
If I had control of the stream clips, man, this would be a perfect time to put in the blank stare, Gary giving the blank stare with the elevator music that I have. So I got some funny clips.
All right, we got another super chat here from Roof Korean, the Based, for $5. He says, late to the party.
Hail, Tony.
Yeah, good to see you, Roof Korean. He says, late to the party on this. HBO's making the wrong TV show. Screw The Last of Us. Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn is definitely not a Mare Sue. And Horizon Zero Dawn story equal great cyber. Yeah, I've heard really good things about Horizon Zero Dawn. I haven't played it. I am going to be playing Aloy in Genshin Impact when she shows up for free for me on September 1st because I play on PlayStation. So,
Shane Reed. That's great, Godzillionaire. Shane Reed.
Yeah. Hail to my boy, Godzillionaire. It's great to see you, my friend. Hail, Nano Reaper. Yeah, great to see you too, man. There's some moves being made in video games. Jorge sent me a cool thing for Dead by Daylight. They're putting Pinhead from Hellraiser in.
Saw that, yeah.
Finally.
You're doing a lot of cool stuff in Dead by Daylight.
People have been asking for Pinhead forever, so.
Have they? Yeah, I'm just glad about the Resident Evil one that we just got.
They're removing the Stranger Things people, though. I think I saw that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
License is up.
There's like a last time. I mean, I think if you buy them, you obviously still have it,
right,
but they're getting rid of that map. They're getting rid of the Stranger Things map or whatever, and then you can't purchase them anymore.
That sucks because that map kind of grew on me. I kind of liked it. That research facility. It was fun. That was actually.
I did like that one.
I have that expansion, so.
because you could
Yeah,
like,
I
go
have
up
it.
and
I have
down
it.
and
I
That's the
have
one
it.
I bought.
I have it too, dude. You know, and I like that map because it's just really cool. But I like how they're doing the Pinhead thing. Pinhead's going to have some cool mechanics. I kind of like the fact that you know, it stays true to the movie lore in a way where, like, if you're a survivor, if you find the box, if you solve it, you can just like you know, neutralize them, which is pretty cool.
Blue-Eyed Scorpio here is getting
What a blue
back
eye.
to Roof Korean Super Chat here. He says, I was pleasantly surprised with Horizon Zero Dawn. It sat on my stack of games for a very long time until I popped it in one day out of desperation for something new. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I haven't played it. I saw on Facebook, it kept popping up in my feed. Ronda Rousey was playing the new one. So,
Yeah,
she was doing like charity streams on like Facebook streaming or whatever,
Yeah.
and I saw her playing a little bit of it. It looked fun. It looked like a nice little Mass Effect style game, I guess, because it looked like it was like an RPG for the most part. It was like an action RPG, I guess, like Tomb Raider style. It's probably, or like Uncharted is more like it, but I mean those are still similar to. I feel like it's still similar to Mass Effect to me.
Resvergam, nice. You're a Bill player. I like that. Shout out to you, dude. Bill's one of the underrated survivors. I like using Bill. I have a certain loadout for Bill that I use, and it's pretty good. I mean, I mainly use Claudette, but Bill's cool, man.
Godzillionaire says Horizon Zero Dawn was amazing, such a great game with an awesome story. The condescending Josh offering a little bit of a different opinion. He said, I played Horizon Zero Dawn after Zelda Breath of the Wild, and that kind of ruined the experience for me. Not a bad game at all, but it didn't hook me like Zelda did. I got Zelda, and like I don't know why I got it, because I don't like platformers, and I feel like I consider Zelda like an RPG platformer, because you just have to jump all the, like, I don't know. You're always like having to jump around and like do all these puzzles and stuff. And I actually like the puzzles in Genshin and stuff. And there's like climbing and stuff. So I kind of like the platform. I'm not gonna lie, I like the platforming in Genshin. But like Breath of the Wild is, I don't know. The modern Zelda games have too much platforming, so it's hard for me to like really get into them. So I think I got past like maybe the first or second like part of the quest, and I just was like, I'm done.
Your hate for platformers is legendary.
I just don't. Like I see all these people are like, oh, Metroid Dread, and I'm just like, it's like a platformer. No thanks.
Oh man, I've had to sit here and revise my Madden review, by the way, because like I caught like on Reddit. Oh my god, people were just ripping it apart. Because apparently people are finding
revise it what other people are saying. You gotta
people are finding like new glitches and stuff. You know, well, I'm gonna include like some info on the glitches, so just so that people know. But yeah, it is getting lambasted, almost as bad as 21.
I see there's a debate going on. I want to get in on this debate. Mjolnir's powers. He came out hard against Endgame. Where did he say it? I saw it up here. It says Endgame was garbage on every level. I do think there's a lot. I mean, I am a huge critic of Avengers Endgame, but
most levels. Most levels.
Most levels. But the fight between Cap, Thor, Iron Man, and Thanos is really good. Yeah. And then aside from like the stupid like female charge and then the Captain Marvel showing up, the massive army fight was pretty good. It's still not as good as Two Towers.
No, of course not. No,
Battle of Helm Deep. Like,
I mean,
no way.
Greatest battle scene ever put to film. Like,
I mean,
no
ever.
All right, I gotta ask you guys. I gotta ask you guys this question, because is it like, am I a bad fan or is it bad form? Because like seriously, I sat when I first saw Avengers Endgame,
Mhm.
I mean, my honest to goodness feeling is that it is a mediocre movie. Am I
Yeah,
in
it
the
is.
Am I in the wrong?
Yeah.
No.
It is. It is.
Yeah, John and I are both right there with you.
Yeah.
It's just we both feel like that final moment that finally paid off all that buildup, like that final fight between the original Avengers trio and then the army, like that was all cool. But then the rest
Except
of
for
it
the
is
female charge.
right. That was completely dumb. But like everything else, like is pretty mediocre and has a lot of plot holes and just weird writing. So no, you're not a bad fan or even off base at all.
Yeah, I mean, they totally. I mean, what they did to Captain America was an injustice.
Yeah,
I did not like that at all. Because he
his ending, right?
Yes,
right.
Where he like decides to.
I blocked that out, and I was like trying to think of everything up to the point where he like restraps his shield, and I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
No,
he was
where
great.
he decides,
but yeah. When he goes back,
he forsakes his like responsibility and decides to like go live a life with like Peggy Carter, a woman who he buried and like mourned and moved on from, and then he decides to like go do that. Like, absolutely not. And
like how many
the guy
comic book stories have we? Who?
Macquarie, the writer.
Oh yeah.
Macquarie or something.
Yeah, he
tried to justify it, and his reason.
I remember that. Yeah, it was really bad.
He was justifying it using First Avenger. It's like, dude, Cap's story has like progressed. You literally were part of the creative team that wrote Winter Soldier and Civil War. Like, what do you do? What are you talking about? Do you not remember what the movies that you wrote?
Of course he doesn't know. It's all about what matters right now in this moment.
Yeah. So I did not like what they did to Cap at the
end.
And
how many comic book stories have we had where it's like, don't go try and like kind of like Mr. Freeze, like let your loved ones pass, like stop obsessing over them or it's going to ruin your life.
Literally the Flash.
Literally the Flash. Yes.
Literally the Flash.
Flashpoint and everything. Yes, you're completely right.
Yeah. YouTube me says he wants. I want to promote Godzillionaire's comment. What was his which one? This one, Avengers Infinity War and Endgame were stupid. They should have. Yeah, I saw this because this is what Spencer was talking about with What If. He like T'Challa as Star-Lord just like sits him down and talks to him or whatever.
Like, hey Thanos, don't. Okay.
And I will say Infinity War, as much as I like Infinity War, because I do like Infinity War.
I do too.
They still like Thanos' motivation. They should have kept it. He's obsessed with death, and that as the comics, and that's what it should have been because it's much more villainous. It makes much more sense. And then just think about him. Like they say that he does it like he like how he gets the Soul Stone. He has to give up the thing that he like loves or whatever. Well, Thanos can't do that, and so instead he like breaks whatever that spell is, and like it's his love for death that actually gets him the Soul Stone. So he loves death so much he's willing to sacrifice his quote unquote adopted daughter or whatever, and so like he makes like a really like it makes him so much more evil.
Oh yeah, especially if he just like casts her aside instead of like lamenting over her.
Yeah.
It's like, have it.
Well, you can even have the tear crying, but that tear means something else now. That tear isn't him mourning Gamora; it's his like love for death.
Like he finally achieved his goal, or he's getting close. He took a big leap towards his goal. Like
it's a tear of gladness instead of
it's like when an athlete gets drafted to like a major team for the first time. Like, yes, he still has to go play and he still has to win World Series and stuff or championships. But that moment, you're just like, I'm like, this is a big, like, this was huge. And that's definitely, I can see that.
Except for an evil, like,
right.
Yeah. But so like, the characterization of Thanos is a little off. He should have been upset, like, with death. And that was like his whole, like, instead of like just cutting off half the people, he's just like wiping out entire planets.
Like, imagine that scene with Gamora, like on her home planet, if like all those Thanos soldiers just wiped them.
Yeah, they kill everyone.
Divide by half, just
boom! And then Gamora's like the last of her people or whatever.
She's like hiding somewhere or something, and she like she does like that little kid thing that Right. Yeah.
She has more of a Drax background.
Right. Bingo.
Comic book. Yeah. They're like the whole time travel stuff obviously had its problems. I thought the pacing of Endgame sucked until you got to like the end.
And that's what I'm saying.
It was really slow.
The movie just dude, I was bored in a lot of places watching it.
Yeah, there were a lot of boring spots. And then obviously the whole point of like the entire like catalyst for the plot was a rat like hitting a button
I think I'm okay with that because
I don't know.
Just because I like them.
I don't know. I think it would be like we need to find where Ant-Man is or whatever. Like you would have thought that like someone
they probably
would have
assumed
figured
that he
out,
got snapped because they probably couldn't find him.
I don't know, but you have the
nobody
van.
else.
They had the thing on like the roof or whatever.
But if you go to the van and you investigate the van, you go, nobody's here, and let's. And that wasn't even.
They would have a journal. They would have been documenting it.
I don't know.
Documenting it, saying
I don't think Ant-Man would have documented it though, because like that's not what Scott does. Scott's like the foot soldier. So like maybe back at like their lab, Hank and Hope had something, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Someone would have investigated. 5 years, I don't know. Someone would have investigated.
I don't know. It's 5 years. Nobody knows about the micro dimension or whatever it's called, and everybody, half the people have been snapped away. I can buy you going, or not you, but like somebody going.
They know. They should know about it because they fought with Scott in Civil War.
But he didn't like explain anything. He didn't explain like there's this other hidden layer of a universe. He literally just goes small and goes big.
Yeah, that's
true. Slugs.
I'm surprised
he got snapped. So
I'm surprised we didn't do a story on it. But did you guys see that? Did you guys see that picture floating around Twitter? By the way, somebody actually did really actually good looking art of a white Black Panther.
Is it the one with the orange background? Yeah, that's been for years.
That's been around for forever. It got brought back up because some idiot on Twitter was like, "We need to arrest the person who drew this."
Yeah, and it was great because like just the replies under it was just it's so hilarious because it exposes the outright hypocrisy. And I'm just like, oh my God, people are throwing a fit over this, but at the same time, they're the first ones to say, oh, this has to be race swapped now.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so funny.
I saw people covering that and I was just like, maybe I should have done it. Just like, it's like, I mean, I don't know. It was just.
It's just. It's something that's been around forever. I don't.
Yeah.
It was just the delicious hypocrisy of the whole thing because, like, the replies were gold.
Oh yeah.
Always
we got a $5 Australian super chat from Revolt RVD. He says Spike Spiegel versus Vicious Cowboy Bebop or Kiritsugi versus Kirai Fate Zero. I probably mispronounced.
Are you asking what our preferred fight is? Because I'm definitely going to go Spike and Vicious. Like I love that sort of old school like gangster gun battle almost. Like it's like a Wild West shootout. Love it.
Yeah, I think I'll probably go with Spike too. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've seen Fate Zero, but that fight doesn't stand out to me.
And doesn't that say it all?
Okay.
I'm sorry, I've seen it. The character names don't either stand out to me right now. Like the main character I remember is like the Archer guy. He's like he's Archer, but I forget what his name is.
Yeah, he has a regular name.
And then I really remember the one where Jean is like the Arbiter or whatever, or Joan of Arc or whatever.
Joan.
I think it's Jean. Yeah. And she's like the Arbiter, and then like I didn't like it because they have like the fake human becomes like a real human by taking over like the soul of Sieg or whatever. Or whatever.
Just a weird convoluted mess of an explanation.
The priest guy is like masterminding all things.
Yeah.
There was a really good fight between Sieg and Gilgamesh. I think he's the one who has all the swords that come out. The vault, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So that,
Oh, man.
Unlimited
that was-
Blade Works. Unlimited Blade
Yeah,
Works.
Unlimited
that's what
Blade
it
Works.
Wrestle said they gotta make White T'Challa a ginger. That would be the most delicious.
That would be
ending.
funny.
Yeah. White T'Challa is the hero we need.
Godzillionaire says the Fate Zero fight is epic, especially since unclear who is the villain. I might not have seen that one. Is that in? Because I've seen all the Unlimited Blade Works ones, and then I saw the ones with
Unlimited
Nero.
Blade Works.
I saw the one with Nero. Right, she's the girl. Right,
Mhm,
It's
yeah.
Nero, right?
Yeah,
The one with
Emperor Nero.
I like that one a lot. I like that one a lot. Because that one's more of a journey. They're like going through the
Mhm.
different levels and stuff, and it's just like you're following one character. Rather, the other ones are like there's all the different characters and stuff. I probably have to go back and watch some of that Fate stuff. And Culture Casino is here. Hello.
What up, Culture?
Casino. Mark Lerson says Endgame was depressing for most of the movie. Yeah, I can agree with that.
I do like that moment where what's his name? Ant-Man gets blown away, like after all the life comes back. I like that moment.
I don't remember that.
It's right
happens?
when Hulk snaps to bring all the life back, and then like
Yeah.
he hears birds chirping, and he's like, "Oh my!" And then he like just gets rocked by Thanos' ship.
Ship, right? Okay, yeah. I don't. I'm gonna disagree with you here. I feel like they turned Drax into a joke when he got defeated by Ronan, like in the first Guardians movie. Like obviously he was like wasted and hammered and stuff, but like you knew he wasn't a threat to Thanos when Ronan just tossed him around like a freaking child. So
Yeah, right.
I mean, even if you're drunk, like I know, like obviously you getting drunk, you're like way weaker, but he just like he didn't even have the stone at the time. I don't think.
No, he doesn't.
So
When he fights him like on Nowhere or whatever.
yeah, I see people are talking about this. I haven't even seen the new Eternals trailer. Where I
I had no idea there was one.
I haven't watched. I knew there was one. I just haven't watched it because I just don't care. The first one was so bad. Like I don't even like. Okay,
What am I going to get more shots of really bad costumes just standing in various like vistas? Like who cares?
Yeah, and then I see comments like where is it here? I saw someone this is DZ3. The recent trailer for the Eternals where Cersei say we don't get involved unless it is a deviant. They didn't like
they
okay.
actually did. Wow.
Jeez.
Wow.
So it's like
wow.
what's the point?
Awful.
Yeah, this is the problem. Like the people they have doing this stuff now like have no concept of the continuity.
Well, like I always think back to that awful line from Loki where it was like, why did what about the Avengers? Right? Yeah. No, the one where it's like, why aren't you busting the Avengers for time travel? And they're like, that's supposed to happen. It's like, what are you what does that even mean? Like, shut up. That throws the entire premise of your show out. Go away.
Well, that whole show shouldn't even existed.
It really shouldn't have.
Like at the end, it's just like it refutes the whole point of everything that they told you about. Like it's like, okay, none of the rules mattered at all. It was just that show is horrible.
I didn't need it.
It doesn't do anything either. They're gonna do a second season.
You literally could have set that up in a movie. Like you could have done Kang, like what is he? That one, the one who knows or whatever. Like he could have been the villain of something.
The one who
that
remains.
The one who remains, and then you could have had that scene where he's like, "Oh, I'll see you soon," and he dies or whatever. Like that could have been your ending to one of the movies, or like I don't know. It just it's not good writing. It's not good continuity. It's not anything anymore.
They could have just done a Thanos like showing Kang like instead of like turning and looking, you just do like a scroll up and it's like Kang in his costume. It's like, whoa, Kang!
Oh, it's Kang!
Yeah, Shinkai Drax got turned into a joke.
Kang!
Yeah. That's the problem now with a lot of the MCU
saxophone.
Stuff. That's the problem with a lot of the MCU stuff now. Like I will admit that like Gunn's humor it's not serious anymore. Like you look back at like Avengers or even Thor, like you had that humor, but it wasn't like making the characters a joke.
Right.
It's like Drax is like a joke.
Well, that's the
he's
thing
not a threat.
with Gunn, like Gunn's movies, aside from like Drax and like a couple other missteps, like his humor generally kind of works because it still takes everything serious. Like there's this moment in the Suicide Squad where Peacemaker and Bloodsport are arguing, and Bloodsport's like, what does he say? He's like, oh, if you're so good, then how come I've heard all about like that mission that you were on? Peacemaker's like, because when it's cool stuff, you want people to know. And then like Bloodsport turns around, he's like, damn, he's right. And that's it. But like it's completely playing it straight. After Gunn, like Marvel saw Guardians and was like, oh, people love all those jokes, all those quips kind of from Gunn. And they took the wrong lesson, which is we just need jokes instead of
they hired
let's
Taika
make it
Waititi.
exactly like they just need jokes.
I know.
It doesn't matter in the plot. Like it's bad.
I know Don likes Thor Ragnarok, but like
He does,
I point to that like they turned like Drax was made a joke, but they did the same thing with Loki. They turned Loki into a punching bag of jokes. Like his character was
same
was
with
pretty much
Hulk.
just-
Like
yeah.
That's the thing. Is like with Waititi, it's all about it's like subversion humor. He wants to do something.
Yeah.
The fact that what you expect to happen doesn't happen is what's funny to him. So that's what he does. all the time.
like Loki was gonna trick Thor this time? No.
Oh,
no.
you thought Hulk was gonna Hulk out when they threw him off of the ship? Like yes, and then he subverts it and he goes, haha, isn't that funny? But he keeps doing it, like doing the same joke, and it's just like, come on, man, like get new material.
YouTube says it's television writing.
It's just beyond that. It's just stale, man. You know,
I don't know.
There's no innovation.
You have to elaborate on that a little bit more, YouTube. I need to like know more about what you're saying on that. Like sitcom television writing.
Bad sitcom television writing.
Yeah, Dave Bautista said The Rock is a bad actor. He needs to learn about. I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't
for real.
I mean, they keep hiring him in these like bit roles. He's like, what's so funny is how he like hates on Disney Plus and says they don't contact him. He's literally doing commercials for Disney Plus now.
Is he really?
He's dressed up as like this like adventure at this campfire, and he's like talking about like
things
like,
you can find or
I've got
whatever.
the Disney Plus bundle with ESPN and Hulu, and it's the greatest. Like I went on this adventure to whatever show he was talking about. And it's like, dude, I thought you hated Disney. Like, what's going on? Like, you said you're like done with Disney, and he's doing like Disney commercials. So,
no principles there.
Revol Arvita, $2 Australian super chat says, in regards to time travel, Steins Gate greater than Endgame. I watched the first episode of Steins Gate, and that is like a mind
mind freak.
Freak, man.
It's I don't even know, like, I mean, I guess there's time travel, but to me it was more of like a psychological thriller. That first episode, it's like, is it time travel? Is it in this guy's head? Like, what is, like, it is trippy. It's a trippy first episode. And I mean, you want to know like what in the world is going on. So I did watch the first episode. It's intriguing. But then I went and watched. I was trying to get a mech fix, and I've been watching Gundam 00. I think.
Like 00.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You can tell where they got the inspiration from Iron Blooded Orphans from, because, and I think Iron Blooded Orphans does a good job because the main kind of protagonist guy in 00, I can't remember his name, but he's like a cheap version of Mikazuki. Personally.
Yeah.
Like he really is.
What is his name? It's Setsuna. Setsuna. That's who it is.
Setsuna, and like, Mikazuki is they're kind of the same, but Mikazuki is a much better.
It's like they're the same, but like Mikazuki is like the unprivileged poor version, and then like Setsuna is like the rich kid Mary Sue great at everything version.
I mean, he was like a child. Setsuna's background is literally a child soldier.
That's what I mean. But like at that point, like now he's like the best like pilot they have, and like an ace, and And that's what I mean. Like, he starts
Oh.
like that, but then Mizuki doesn't start like that. I mean, yes, that's in his
Right.
backstory, but you're introduced to him
Okay.
already being a pilot.
Yes. Yes.
Like a great pilot, where Mizuki's kind of like oh crap, I'm a rebel. Like
he's got to still like improve and everything.
Right.
Throughout. Well, which Setsuna does kind of too, a little bit. But you don't really see him progress from that child soldier to the Gundam Meister.
yeah.
But yeah, they literally took Setsuna's background and turned it into a whole new show, and with Iron Blooded Orphans, because his background is like a child fighter, and they took that concept and made it into Iron.
And just like blew it out. Yeah.
Because Zero was before Iron Blood.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm glad that first season of Iron Blooded Orphans is
Of IBO, it's really good.
so good, so good. All right, let's see here. Shinkai says ReZero also has good time travel. Yeah, I think I've watched most of the Fate Stay Night and then the Unlimited Blade Works. I don't think I've seen Fate Zero, so that might be why I don't know that fight yet. Yeah, I saw that she got hurt filming in Wakanda Forever. I saw that. TMZ was reporting that. Yeah, Fate Apocrypha is with Jean d'Arc. I hope I want them to port this to the Switch, because I've heard really good things about that.
Dude, I just want it back. Like, it's a good game. Nobody will ever do anything with it again.
It needs to be they need to port it. They need to port it to the Switch.
Port it to Switch, port it to PC. Just let me play it.
Yeah. My chat jumped on me, so I gotta go back up. Having a debate about Thanos being a deviant.
Isn't he supposed to be? No.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
They have concept art of him with his family.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. And his family is our Eternals. Like, they've talked about that. He's a deviant. Talks about Titan and everything. Dude, this is like a deep cut. I didn't even notice that. Who is that? Who's Topaz?
Really? No way.
What? All right, so we're 2 minutes in. We haven't even talked Spider-Man. Let's talk Spider-Man. So we'll start with you, Spencer, because I think we'll start with the positives, because it's the Black stream. Then we'll get to me. I don't know what Drew stands on this.
Break it apart.
So we'll go Spencer, Drew, me, and then
let's see. I like the basic premise. It's ripped straight from the comic book, so I'm cool with that. I'm gonna be a fan of just seeing all the villains come back, because we mentioned it like really briefly at the top, but like it's finally a Sinister Six movie, so that's cool. That's pretty much all. Surprisingly, those really are the only takeaways I have.
So you basically like the last 30 seconds of the trailer.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
Because that's what about.
Yeah,
like,
that is true.
The first minute and a half is like him.
It's all the boring, it's all the boring stuff that we already covered in Civil War. Like people know your identity and they protest. Like, I don't know. I've seen that already, and I get that you got to sort of set the scene. It just feels lazy. I don't know.
Yeah, him like having the stress as a teenager on the roof, and then he's in the police office or whatever. Police.
Yeah. Yeah.
Police precinct building.
Getting questioned.
I mean, they kind of.
Rather.
It's kind of like a big mishmash. It's like they're rushing along the events of Peter's life, and it's like, man, you don't have to do that. You know, it's like, man,
rushing it along. What do you mean?
I don't know. It just feels really rushed. Like it's because I don't know. I felt like Peter was in a more mature place when it happened in the comics.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. But that was issue like 641.
Yeah. I know, but it just, I don't know. To me, it just feels like we got to the part where everybody knows he's Spider-Man at like hyperspeed, you know?
Yeah, I can
So-
actually agree with that. I can agree with that.
So I'm going to start off by just citing Godzillionaire here because he pretty much stole what I was going to say. He says the Spider-Man trailer is bait and switch. The member berries will be only a few minutes of the whole long-form movie. I really feel like that is the hype of the trailer, is the member berries. You obviously get the Goblin laugh from Willem Dafoe, the ball and the pumpkin bomb, and then you get oh my gosh, what's his name? Alfred Molina back as Doc Ock.
With a weird
wig. Yeah, his hair looks terrible. But yeah, the I don't know, the human, like, I usually like the human relationship stuff, but like I'm not a Spider-Man fan. So like I like Spider-Man 2, the first like Raimi Spider-Man 2. I think that's probably top 5 comic book film ever made. Definitely in the top 10. I think it's really good, but I've never been a Spider-Man fan, so to me it was okay. It didn't like get me like super hyped, but I will say the member berries are really strong in the trailer because like, you remember like Doc Ock was great, Willem Dafoe was great,
was fantastic.
Goblin. Like that first
Jamie
Spider-Man
Foxx
film was
there.
Yeah. Well, we'll see for this movie, you know, to me, I know that in the end I'll probably see it, and that's only because I am a Spider-Man fan. Spider-Man was my guy growing up, you know. I mean, because I read Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. I read, you know, The Amazing Spider-Man. I read, you know, you name it, Spider-Man books that were out in the, you know, 80s, 90s. I was reading them. You know, that was my thing. That was my Marvel hero extraordinaire. You know, and I was a Spider-Man guy, and I have been so conflicted on all these different iterations in the movies. You know, looking back on it now, it was funny because when the Maguire movies were out, it didn't really necessarily move the needle for me. But look, going back now and watching them, I can appreciate them for being really, really good. And you know, I don't feel like they're gonna, like, any of the Spider-Man sets have lived up to the Raimi stuff.
No, definitely not. No,
200%.
Yeah, it just
my thing has always been it is weird that they have all these different iterations, Drew, and like Raimi's are the best ones by far, but they still lack something. Like, to me, the best Spider-Man you could get is if you kind of mishmashed everything. You took the script and direction from Raimi, you took the Spider-Man from Amazing Spider-Man, like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and then you take the Peter from together, and you have a great Spider-Man like basis there. But it's because they always try to do something different. They really know what they want to do.
And you know, my problem with this trailer, and I've always had a problem with, you know, since they've done the movies with you know, in the current Spider-Man that we're in, I don't know why you would go back through time for Zendaya. You know, and nothing against Zendaya, but shit, man, she's not MJ.
Yeah, so I'm gonna elaborate on this because I don't even like the premise that they set up for in this, like, that they seem to be setting up in this teaser trailer, that he's got his identity and then he goes to like cries to Doctor Strange, can you do something to like make it so people don't remember that I'm Peter Parker? I don't know. It's like he's supposed to be like an Avenger now, and he's like fought against Thanos, and I get that he's still supposed to be a high school kid and stuff, but I don't know. Like, that's
also that's what he would do. Like, it's Spider-Man going, I don't know what to do. There's literally nothing else to do. What can I guess magic is like, I should go try magic because that's a thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
None
I
like
don't
see
like-
all of that makes
I'd rather keep the premise like grounded,
Yeah.
rather than him. Then I don't know. Spider-Man to me is usually when I think of Spider-Man, I think of him as like more of a grounded hero.
no, he absolutely is.
So-
Yeah, he
That's my
absolutely
thing is that this storyline is ripped straight from the comics. Like
Oh, it's one more
right
day,
after-
yeah.
yeah, well, it's not one more day.
Seemingly.
It's what so like it's the explanation
It's
of what am I trying to
of
say
one
here?
more day.
Like so like when
It's how they-
Mephisto rewrites reality, it's basically it's the new
Doctor
reality he's written.
Strange,
Yeah.
Doctor Strange,
But, like-
Reed Richards, and someone else like do something to.
Yeah, he goes to all of
Peter's
these
identity as
people
secret.
and he's like, I need help. Like I gotta like get my identity. It needs to go back in the box. And Strange does the spell, puts him in the sanctum, and he's like doing it. And Peter does the same thing. He goes, wait a second, I can't do this without MJ. Like I need to have MJ in my life. And to the point where he like breaks out of the spell and like grabs her and like brings like through like the astral plane and brings her in. It's a convoluted magic thing. Same thing with Doctor Strange going like, what are you doing? Stop. So like to me, I'm happy because it's an actual plot line from the comic that they're bringing to the screen, which is like all I've been asking for is just bring me stuff from the comics.
Yeah, I get that, but did we really need that one?
I don't have a problem with it yet. I mean, if you have Peter's identity revealed and you want to put it back, I don't see how any other way to do it except for magic.
No,
Yeah,
okay.
so I agree with that, but I also think I feel like you could also like I don't know. You could also embrace the fact that his identity is revealed. You could fight it in court. He could prove that he's actually not Spider-Man. Because all we know now is that you have J. Jonah claiming it that he's Spider-Man, and obviously there will be people that will believe it, even if you have like a court ruling.
That would be cool. You have Matt Murdock.
Like you can't go. That's the thing. It's like you can't go with a court ruling and go, "I'm not Spider-Man," because like yeah, you have a ruling, but who's going to believe it? It's the court of public opinion that we see all the time. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Right,
People
right.
are still going to hound him as Spider-Man. People are still going to believe he's Spider-Man. People are still going to harass his friends and family believing he's Spider-Man. So all he can really do is magic it away. Like it's an end of the rope scenario here. He even mentions that in the trailer. He's like, I don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah, Mark says here that he could go contact Nick Fury, have a scroll show up, pretend to be Peter, just to have him be Spider-Man at the same time. And it's like clearly I'm not Spider-Man.
But also,
how's he
gonna contact Nick? Why would Nick
What do you mean?
help him out? He doesn't have a direct line to Nick, and Nick Fury's not on planet right now.
Oh god.
True, but he was. I mean, the Skrulls were in contact with him, so I would assume that.
With Spider-Man?
Yeah, in the
They
last
weren't
one.
in contact with Spider-Man?
What are you talking about? Yes, they were.
The
He was literally-
Skrulls?
Yes. Did you watch the last Spider-Man movie?
Yeah.
Ooh.
They were disguised as Nick Fury.
Oh, that's right. At that stupid scene at the end. Yeah, but like, I don't know. I don't see. But then Peter doesn't have a direct line to Fury. He's not. None of that. Like that doesn't exist for Peter. He's not Tony who can go, "Hey, I need something." Like
Yeah,
in Far From Home,
has
the
all-
only reason he talked to Fury was because Fury went to him.
Right. I still feel like he could find him. He's friends with Happy. Happy is obviously high up with
Happy's
Stark.
not, but the problem is like he is off planet right now. He is a million zillion miles away. So even if somebody had the permission to contact Tony like that, how are you going to do it? He couldn't even do it in Endgame when he was trying to send that message back to Pepper. Like we've seen that like interstellar communication is hard in the MCU.
Far From Home literally had the Skrulls contact Fury. So he's
I
obviously
understand that.
from Earth. So
But again,
that argument is
that is
mute.
the Skrulls perfect. Like that is their own connection with Fury. They're not sharing that with everybody. They're not bringing everybody in. By the standards of Earth tech that we have right now, as seen throughout the MCU, interstellar communication is really hard.
I thought. I was just gonna say, you know.
I mean, even the beeper for Carol had to be modified so that it could reach out into space.
I'll let you guys go back to like fighting over this in a minute, but I just want to, give props to my boy Godzillionaire because he said, at Supreme Heretic, mess up time for Zendaya? Nope. Betray humanity for Trisha Helper? Okay, I can see that, yes. Make sure you guys check out Pegasus Actual Podcast. Tomorrow, we've got the second episode of season 4, by the way, so be
exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, for me, the premise of the movie that they're giving us in this teaser trailer, which might not be the premise of the movie, obviously it could be a bait and switch or could be something else. It just doesn't really like inspire me. Like I said, I'd rather see Spider-Man being a street level hero. And I mean, it looks like he is going to be fighting Sinister Six, so we might see some of that. But I don't know. The whole idea of getting the Sinister Six together is because he has to go to Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange performs this
that
crazy
is weird to me. Like I told you and Dawn, strange. I don't know how a spell meant to mess with memories destroys the barrier of multiverse. Like that I'm still unclear on. But like literally everything else, it totally makes sense to me. It is a Spider-Man story to me because Spider-Man is about adversity. And what more adversity could you have than somebody who wants their identity secret, having it blown out to the world? And then he's taken to the end of his rope by having to go to Strange. And you even see that like he doesn't necessarily want it to go all the way. Like that's the thing is like he's not prepared for it to be absolute because it's showing that he's conflicted.
And to me, that's also like the way that, I mean, obviously that gives you the speculation about Doctor Strange. And it's like, he's just performing this spell without even like having a conversation with Spider-Man on whether
I'm sure that happens like in scenes in the movie. Like that's not something I'm worried about.
The trailer made it seem
but that's the trailer.
That,
of course the trailer is going to jump from him coming into the spell being cast. You're going to have moments.
You saw him like questioning whether or not he actually wants to do it.
Right, but there's also that moment where when he enters the sanctum, Wong is walking around with Doctor Strange, and then a scene late, like a second in the trailer later, Wong is leaving. So that's what I'm saying is that there are I'm not going to look at this trailer and go, oh, he doesn't do that. Because I've seen movies and I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. They're going to have a scene where Wong leaves and Peter talks to Strange and says like, this is why I need it. This is why I want it done. And then he goes and makes the spell.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but there's literally dialogue in the trailer that says that he's like, oh, that's how this is going to happen. I didn't know that. I'm not sure if I want to do that. Like he says that.
Right. Because he goes to Doctor Strange and he says, I need help. Can you make people forget my identity? And Strange goes, yup, I can definitely do that. And then once he starts doing it, he goes, oh, by the way, everybody's going to forget, which is not what Peter thought was going to happen. So that's why Peter starts going, wait, everybody's forgetting? He didn't understand the gravity of what was going on. When he went to Strange and said, I want everybody to forget, Strange heard, I want everybody to forget. Peter never told him all this other stuff. So it's on Peter, but that's not out of character or weird to me. That's people do those kind of deals all the time where they're like, oh, wait, I didn't know I was paying that much. I don't want to do that. And people like us, it's already done.
Yeah, but see, that's also like, I mean, I would think Doctor Strange would like talk to him about that. So that's why
he probably does. But again, Peter is using the word. Peter is using the terminology of I want everybody to forget. He's saying the term.
And Doctor Strange would explain what that meant to him. So
he
like,
probably
that's
does. But again, they're operating on two different pages here. He probably does explain to him, but Peter still has this idea in his head that the people closest to him are actually going to remember. So once he goes into the spell and realizes that his own conception is wrong, he tries to stop it, much to the detriment of the multiverse.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm going to reiterate this again, that Doctor Strange would explain to him that that's what it would mean.
Yes, and I get that. And I'm saying he does. I'm saying there will be a scene where Doctor Strange explains, everybody is going to forget. I want you to know that. And Peter is going to go, yes, I understand, everybody. And then he's going to go in and go, wait a second. Wait. When you said everybody, I didn't know you meant like the people I want to know. That's what I think it is. He's going, I want everybody to forget. And in his mind, Peter is saying everybody means the people I don't want to know. So when he's talking with Strange, because they don't clarify, Strange takes you want everyone to forget as literal everyone to forget. And when he goes, Peter, everybody is going to forget, Peter is still on that line of like, I got it. Like everybody's going to forget. He finds out that it's not what he thinks, and he tries to alter the deal at the very last second. That, like, all of that tracks for me.
It doesn't for me. So we're gonna leave that there because I don't think we're just gonna keep going back and forth. I don't think we're convincing each other of anything.
No.
But I also have a problem.
This.
Well, I also have a problem with Doctor Strange's characterization in general. I don't think that he would even like he's warned, like Wong warns him, don't cast a spell. We've seen Strange take like extreme measures to protect the Earth Realm.
Can I ask you guys a question though?
I have no problem with it. Yeah,
it seems like okay, because the way that I remember Doctor Strange from the comics, he was rather dry and you know like you know he was kind of I guess in some ways a jerk, but man, I feel like they do too much, like kind of making Doctor Strange sort of a condescending a-hole.
Well, no. So in the comics, he definitely is that. Like, he knows, like, because when you meet him, like, he is the master at that point. Like, you know, over the time he's grown, so he does have that sort of like pompous, like, I know what I'm doing. Stop messing around.
From the beginning.
Yeah, he's had that from the beginning. I think the bigger problem is that they've made him Magic Iron Man. Like, that's literally his character is just Magic Iron Man, beat for beat for beat. And so then they throw in again the Marvel quipping, which makes him seem like even more of an ass because like everybody's sick of it and it's not helpful. And
well, we knew he was.
I don't really like Movie Strange that much.
Well, we knew he was arrogant, because you know he had a bit of an ego from being. Like,
he's really humbled in the first film, though.
But it's like they go out of their way now, like in later movies, to like make him just like a real condescending a-hole.
I genuinely outside of I don't know when Strange has been condescending. I genuinely don't. Outside of the first movie,
dude, you didn't notice that in this trailer? He's like,
no.
The only time he was condescending was in the first movie when he was the surgeon.
Yeah, that's kind of the only time I got it.
And then he kind of was condescending a little bit when his first interaction with
with like Tony and stuff in the
the ancient one. His interactions with Tony in Infinity War, I don't think he was being condescending. He was he was telling Tony like
taking control of the situation. Yeah,
this is what's happening. Like even when Tony and Spider-Man free him from the from Ebony Maw, defeat Ebony Maw.
Yeah,
and they have like the back and forth. It didn't matter to Strange because he had cast that spell, so he didn't need to be freed because he was still like doing his duty to protect it. So like when Stark is like, I just freed you, you should be thankful.
Yeah,
that like Strange was like, did you really? I don't know. I think I had the spell. Now I think we might be putting it in danger. Now we might be putting the Time Stone in danger, even though I've cast the spell. It's been protected.
Resurgam gets what I'm talking about.
Resurgam says Strange's entire tone comes off as extremely condescending to me.
I don't see it.
So I guess in the trailer, the only thing I can really think of is when Strange says...
Do you maybe mean arrogant, not condescending? Because there's definitely that arrogance.
Well, Strange says to Peter, like, you don't need to call me that. We saved the...
That's not. That's the opposite.
No, it's not that.
Hold on. And then Peter says Steven. And then what is he? He says something. He responds.
That's weird,
back.
but I'll allow it.
Yeah, that's weird. And I guess you could see that as like condescending.
I see that more as just like that is weird. But okay.
Well, it's kind of like the vibe I got from it to me. All right, because like he's kind of talking down to him, like, all right. So what the hell is this kid here wasting my time? Like I got,
wow.
It kind of, I got that air of it, like, like he's just sitting there, like annoyed that he's even considering gonna do this.
I'm genuinely surprised you saw it as annoyed. I saw it as literally like, hey, somebody I know has stopped by. What are they up to? Like, what do they need?
No, I thought
that's genuinely how I found it.
No,
if there's any moment where he's condescending, it's when he's casting the spell and going like, "Stop talking, be quiet."
Yeah.
But that's because he's doing something.
Yeah.
Like he.
Well,
needs
no,
to be quiet.
I got that vibe, and maybe it's just me, but I totally got that vibe. Resurgam,
But like, from what though? Like I'm open to it, but like, what led you to believe that, or like to
what
feel
are
that?
some examples?
I don't know exactly how to explain it without watching the trailer through with you guys again.
I'll agree. I thought Strange was kind of annoyed when he showed up, but I also think that's because it's not Strange. Because I thought his whole like characterization was off personally.
I thought it was fine. I can hear it. I get the criticisms, and I don't rule it out. But to me, that Strange was fine. So I would be one of the heroes who gets tricked.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it just like he took such extreme measures to protect the Time Stone. When right at that beginning fight in Infinity War, when Ebony Maw and whatever the big Hulk thing, I forget his name right now.
I know the guy with like the hook thing.
Yeah,
like the clamp.
Yeah, his name's like Claw or something. It's not Claw, but it's like
no, I know
he's
you're
got
talking
two
about.
names.
Yeah,
so it's got like a K in it. I feel like. But because he cast a spell or anything like that, he was trying to. He didn't want Stark to. He wanted to like run with the stones or whatever before they even showed up, so he disagreed with Stark on that, and then he eventually like decided to agree with Stark to like take the fight to Thanos, rather than like return, so that they would have the fight on their terms, I guess. So I don't know. To me, and then like even with even in the Strange movie with Dormammu and stuff, he's just he has that responsibility and he takes it extremely seriously.
And like
in Thor Ragnarok, he has the list of people who can
that's the weird thing,
damage the realm. So to me, like even being warned by Wong about that, and then he decides like, oh, I'm just gonna cast this spell. Like I don't know. I feel like he's more risk averse now, especially after the first Strange movie, where they talk to him about like the like confronting Dormammu, facing Thanos, like giant dwarf. Cole Obsidian is what they were calling him, but yeah, he's giant dwarf in the comics.
And like that's the kind of character development that makes me believe that it could be, or not could be, but like it is Dormammu or Mephisto. Like I totally absolutely see all those things. My argument to the other side is just that I can see the arrogance being part of his character still, but then that conflicts with like how much has he sort of grown up, because we haven't gotten any of those like only solo interactions with Strange now, like because
we haven't had
a Doctor Strange Endgame and stuff. Right, well, yeah, exactly. So like,
which is multiverse.
Yeah, so it's all
according to Mikey Sutton.
I definitely feel that Mephisto one, and all the evidence is there. So like, I definitely feel like there's something to it.
Godzillionaire with a joke here. Wong, Strange, don't cast that spell. It'll go wrong.
Dude, honestly, come on, let's do it. Come on.
Yeah, so we have, there's Secret Wars is happening, or we have Secret Invasion happening, which probably is going to be leading to Secret Wars. Mikey Sutton is saying that he's been claiming this for a while, that Spider-Man 3 or Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange and WandaVision are like a trilogy type 3-part arc in the film. Yeah, Black Dwarf. That's right. Thank you, Nat. Yeah, that's right.
Was that his name? Yeah.
They called him Cole Obsidian though in the movies.
That's right, Cole Obsidian.
They changed his name. Because obviously, because reasons, right? But yeah, right. I am excited, but I am like the
reasons.
The Green Goblin stuff intrigues me. I did not like the wig or de-aging stuff they did with Molina. I did not like that.
It looks bad.
I don't know what Alfred Molina looks like now, but just go with it, right? I don't know. Like
he doesn't look that much different nowadays. He just looks a little older, but he was already kind of in that older age range already when he was in Spider-Man, so it's not drastic.
So I didn't like it. It just didn't look right.
Something about that shot just looks really weird. I don't like it. The
wig is wrong, and obviously he could be propping himself up. But I thought it was interesting that his you don't see his
It is like a missed opportunity for them to have them in the shot. Like it is
you
weird
don't see
that they're not there.
his arms,
Tentacles,
I guess.
his arms.
Tentacles, yeah. And then obviously I was pleased with like the yellow electro lightning.
Yeah.
It's like good, you learned from that at least.
Right.
And we kind of knew that was coming because Jamie Foxx like
Was the first one to
I'm not going to be blue, so that's good. But I mean, it was okay. I know. I mean, obviously, people are still like really hoping for Toby and Andrew, and I guess there was a leaked photo going around too, showing them on set. So, I mean,
so who knows?
That's like the biggest secret in that Hollywood hasn't kept. Basically,
right? It's the worst kept secret. Like I guess my thoughts on the movie boil down to this. Like, I'm a giant Spider-Man fan. I love multiverse things, as like I've told everybody, and I especially love hopping through multiverses, not just going to one place and staying there. So, in theory, this movie is giving me everything I want: a Spider-Man multiverse hopping thing. The problem is, it's a Marvel.
That's what the rumors say it's going to be.
Right? Yeah.
The rumors say that they're going to be jumping back and forth between the Raimi,
and then Raimi, Webb. That's actually who did it, Mark Webb, and then Watts, I guess, is the current guy. But like the thing is, like, so like I know that when I see those visuals, when I see the visual of Spider-Man jumping into a multiverse or running into another version of himself, I'm going to be excited because that's the kind of stuff I've always wanted to see on screen. However, I genuinely don't think this movie's going to be good because it's really loaded with a lot of stuff. And like, it's modern Marvel. I was telling Dawn when we were talking about this that like I can absolutely see the end of this movie ending with Miles like being brought in from the multiverse. Like that's how they're going to do it.
I think a lot of people are predicting that.
Yeah, right. Like
or
I don't
do
have
one better.
faith.
Spider-Gwen. Condescending Josh though says he was surprised by Goblin. Well, if you've been reading about any comics about our Spider-Man stories, you would not be surprised.
I was more surprised by Sandman.
I think Sandman was I think Sandman was probably and it's not like confirmed. Obviously, there's two shots of the sand. It looks pretty clear that that's Sandman. But there were rumors that they had brought Church back. I think his name's Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah, Thomas Hayden Church.
So there were rumors about that, but it wasn't like as like firm as Dafoe and Molina. But no, I think Dafoe like confirmed, like is like basically confirmed it in like an interview as well. And I think there were some there were some leaked set photos too of him there as well.
I love Dafoe.
No, I feel like we've known that for a pretty long time. Mikey Sutton was on that.
He was on that. He was on that.
Sutton seems to know a lot about what's happening with Spider-Man.
Oh no!
Yeah, spiders in Daya. Yeah,
that's exactly what I was. That's exactly what I was knowing.
You know it's coming. No, I did see a shot that they made Flash Thompson blonde, so they're getting.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Nice. Finally.
It's kind of weird.
Comic accurate.
It looks terrible on the guy though. So.
Oh wait, like they made the actor playing Flash. They just gave him blonde hair.
Yeah, they dyed his hair blonde. And it looks
I thought you were saying like in a multiverse they ran into a Flash who was blonde and like a different actor, and I was like, oh, finally. No, that's awful.
It looks really bad. So I mean, maybe he's playing like because they had Flash Thompson in the Toby movies because that's the guy who fights in the.
It's freaking.
In the hallway.
It's Deathstroke.
Yeah,
it's Joe Manganiello.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's kind of funny. MCU Flash is terrible.
Yeah, I do.
They try to get him right because he's like in the second one he's like a Spider-Man fanboy, but he still doesn't like Peter, and like that's what they try and like get that, but I don't know. Yeah, it just doesn't.
I always feel like Peter needs a more direct bully than just like a kid who talks trash on every now and then. Like he needs like the physical. I don't know. Like like MCU Flash is bullying, but I feel like Peter needs like the bullying.
Shoved into the locker, swirled in the toilet. Yeah,
exactly. To really get that sort of like bullying connection, the outcast idea.
Yeah, Sean the Movie Man says Flash Thompson character in Tom Holland films is terrible, not intimidating at all. Like, yeah, I mean, he's not even a bully in the second one. He's a Spider-Man fanboy. And I guess there's that one scene where he tries to like leak the tapes or whatever of like with he gets the picture of
with Peter
Spider-Man.
and the Shield agent or whatever.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, and he tries to leak that, and he like uses the Stark tag, and it's like, dude. I mean, I get that. They're trying to go with like the modern bullying angle, but
right.
I think using traditional bullying still would be like works better.
Sells it a little better, yeah.
Yeah, rather than like, oh, I'm just gonna like
I'm gonna mean tweet about you. Yeah,
I'm gonna easy A you or whatever that Emma Stone.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, easy A.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like the old "here's mud in your eye" Flash Thompson. That kind of
right, exactly. The puny Parker, poof, like push him aside.
Yeah. YouTube me says in MCU Spider-Man, Peter never has to pay a bill, so why does he work at the whatever paper? I don't think he does. And
I don't think he works
at
there.
The paper. He's like a Stark intern.
Yeah.
Because the Jonah in the MCU is just a podcaster or like a news host. So.
I think they're. I think the Daily Bugle is a paper too. It looks like.
Oh yeah, it is because it's like it was at least in the Netflix shows. That's how they got all the Easter eggs in. They would have like Daily Bugles up, and it would say like the Battle of New York.
Did they use the Daily Bugle? I didn't think they could.
It was the Bugle. It was the Bugle. I think they still had the rights to the paper. At least let me check because that's what I thought.
Because I mean, obviously you had the Daredevil characters that work for the paper. I don't think they work. I thought they might have worked for a different paper. But I think in the trailer they show the.
Oh
paper,
no, it's not. Yeah, it's a different paper in Daredevil.
In the teaser trailer they show the Daily Bugle paper, but in the post credit scene and in the trailers that the little like funny segments with Jay Jonah. That Sony released on YouTube, he's just running a podcast. But in the trailer, I think they are bringing back the paper. So I don't.
Who reads a paper?
Maybe the paper is still from the Toby verse, and podcast is from the regular MCU. Yeah, traditional bullies are universally intimidating. This new Flash bully is just like even in Home Alone, Buzz, he's just like a bigger, like he's his brother, and he's just like a bigger guy. He's like intimidating, can push you around.
Well, that's the big thing about like Peter and Flash in that dynamic is that when Peter gets his super strength, like he's no longer that puny kid compared to Flash, and it's kind of like. How do two people like it's the responsibility? Peter shows how to use it responsibly while Flash uses it until Flash grows up later on and becomes like the best Venom.
And the Flash guy in MCU, I don't know, he doesn't look they don't no physical intimidation. He might be jacked, but he doesn't look it. He's not like this big like 6'3".
No, he's not in they go to a science high school for crying out loud. Like
yeah,
all of those are all the kids who get shoved into lockers.
So that's another thing with Parker. He goes to a special school instead of just regular public school, right?
Yeah, he goes that's the thing. He has the Miles Morales origin. That's what Miles does in the comics, and it's like they keep trying to pull things and then bring the thing pulled and then make it's such a mess at this point.
Yeah, Frogman says Daily Bugle appeared in words and prompts in the Netflix show. Yurik worked for the Daily Globe or something.
Yeah, see, I'm looking through all the prop photos from the Netflix shows, and they're actually not bugles, because that's what I thought it was too. They're the New York Bulletin. Is apparently the paper that they all
is
read.
The paper that Yurik works for, and that what's her name was working for too.
Deborah Ann Wool's character,
who literally hasn't had a job since then. Which is crazy because I remember her from True Blood, And I always
know.
liked her as an actress.
I can't believe she hasn't gotten anything.
So my guess is she got blackballed probably for something she did. Because she, I mean, has anyone on the besides like D'Onofrio like done anything? Has even D'Onofrio done anything since Daredevil?
D'Onofrio's done Jurassic Park and World.
Okay,
that's what he was in. I know that. Yeah.
Has Charlie Cox done anything though?
No.
I think Ben Barnes might be the only one who's done anything. But then
who was that?
But that was Punisher, so that's not Daredevil because he was Jigsaw.
Oh, Jigsaw. Yeah.
So I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to think of like Ben
obviously
hasn't, Foggy hasn't.
Bernthal's done. Yeah, Foggy's my boy Fulton, who was the Intimidator in Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, dude.
He was the bully.
So
cool. He just happened to be on the right team. and then in D2, he teamed up with his boy and they formed the Bash Brothers. Nice little homage to the oh my gosh, what is the hockey movie called? Slapshot. The brothers from Slapshot.
Wow, this is really weird. They all haven't done anything since the Marvel shows. What is happening?
One has to wonder.
Oh, Cox did a bunch of short films.
Yeah, that's
not.
Deborah's
good.
like done. She's got like a D&D YouTube show that she hosts or something, I think.
Oh yeah, it says it right here. Celebrity RPG, I guess is what it's called, or Critical Role. I don't know.
She says Mark says she was in an escape room movie.
Yeah, she was in the escape room movies. I remember that now. Yeah, but again, like, would you really call that like a step up?
All right, what is there anything else you want to talk about, or any last words about the Spider-Man trailer? I mean, I think we'll have to like wait for the second one to really see what we're really gonna go. I mean, again, I'll just to reiterate, Strange's characterization is weird to me. The premise is iffy for me with the thing. I mean,
we'll have to see.
It wouldn't be what I would have chosen given how Far From Home ended.
I would have. I kind of if I would have done what I wanted to do. I think Drew is right. I think they rushed way too fast into the Peter. It did like a movie. Up. Oh, I broke up. Sorry. Yeah. No. What I would do is what Drew was saying earlier, which is like you needed to build to Peter's identity being blown out there instead of like it. Like you needed to have him kind of almost show why it matters.
Like, fight
because
Kraven.
fight Kraven, fight somebody who goes after his family.
Bring the Punisher in.
Yeah, bring in somebody because like at this point, I almost feel like narratively, who cares? Because like everybody we've met in the MCU knows who he is. Like, yes, the public doesn't know, but it doesn't seem like that big of a deal.
Vulture knows who he is.
Right. Like, that's what I mean. Like, lots of people know who he is.
So they could have, like, even with him, people knowing who he is. So, like, the whole big reveal is that, like, Mysterio accuses him of killing him and then uses J. Jonah to reveal his name. I thought it was weird. Like, Peter was admitting that Mysterio was dead. I thought he was still alive.
I knew he died because he shot himself. That's what happens. He shoots and then he gets like the ricochet bullet and then he's like bleeding out on the ground and Pete just kind of like leaves him there.
How did he have time to film the alternate scene?
They don't explain it. That's literally a weird thing.
I guess that's why I thought he was still alive.
Yeah, right. It looks like he's filming it during that final drone fight where Spider-Man's blowing up all the drones. I think that's where he's recording it, but I can't remember.
So you think he had pre-recorded it before his final confrontation?
I think he kind of saw where it was all going and was like, all right, well, like I might as well, like if I'm going down, you're coming with me. Right.
Okay. But yeah, so to me, I just felt like there would be something else. Maybe he like they wrap it up pretty quick. He gets Daredevil as a lawyer or She-Hulk or whatever, whoever you want to be. I see Mark says, wasn't Charlie Cox supposed to be No Way Home too? Yeah. People are already speculating that when that person who's putting down the papers, you just see his arm, that's Charlie Cox.
There's also this shot in the trailer where like some guy is leaning against a desk
Yeah.
talking to Peter, and he's got like red like up here, but that's from the really blurry small trailer. So like even Don is like, I can't tell if those are like glasses or just pixels blurring together. So he's not sure either.
And you have that poster that could be referencing Mephisto or Daredevil. There's like that poster that's like Peter's the devil or something like that.
The devil or whatever. Yeah.
So that could be a reference, but yeah, QT Cast TV is saying Mysterio is still alive. It was all a fake. Yeah, that was my impression too. But getting
it could
back
be.
to,
I watched that movie like once.
I've only watched it once too. It wasn't very good.
It was not.
But I lost my train of thought there. What was I saying? I don't know what was I saying. I was talking about Daredevil.
Charlie Cox, yeah.
Cox, and that he might be back. But I was talking about what I thought. So you have him like wrap it up, prove that he's not actually Spider-Man or whatever, that he didn't murder Mysterio, but then like Mysterio puts a hit out, brings in the Punisher, and he's got to fight the Punisher on a street level or something like that. I don't know. That's just
that's definitely like the kind of second act, like forget Far From Home. Like that's the kind of second act I want. Make Spider-Man his own character before you start breaking him apart or giving him team ups or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely there with you.
Bring it. I mean, you could go with Kingpin again and do similar to like what Netflix did, honestly. And after the blip or whatever, Kingpin has amassed like
way more power.
Despite Hawkeye like going out and taking out all the criminal things, he was doing it in foreign countries and let what was happening in New York kind of grow.
You could even do
Kingpin's there, and then Kingpin's like, dude, this guy's Spider-Man, like Bullseye, go kill him.
Like that's exactly what I was thinking. You could have Spider-Man stops a crime in progress, doesn't know it's related to the Kingpin. Kingpin gets pissed and is like, I want him dead. Like I want the Spider-Man dead. And then Daredevil has to come up to Peter and be like, hey, I'm the adult here. Let me tell you what you're getting into. Like you don't understand what's happening. And then he goes and fights Kingpin. And you could even have after the blip, you could have Kingpin be mayor of New York. You could rationalize it by the people needed a leader and he was willing to, spend all his fortune to help people and, total crapola, but that's how he convinces people.
Yeah. So, and you get back to the streets. He's back in New York where he belongs. He's not gallivanting. I know why the whole gallivanting is so they can oh, look, he's in your country. You should go buy tickets because he was here.
That's absolutely what it is.
Yeah. It's no, leave him in New York, please. Thank you. So, again, that takes away from your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, right? I mean,
neighborhood Spider-Man.
The Spider-Man version is just a mess altogether.
So, those are my last thoughts, I guess, because that's where I would have gone, and then you could then build to Sinister Six afterwards, because maybe Kingpin, brings in Doc.
He hires them all.
He hires you could have Kingpin be and then Doc Ock makes a power, or Goblin makes a power play or something like that, and overthrows Kingpin, throws him under the bus, and then at the end it's Goblin working with everyone else who's take him out, or something like that. Or I mean, you have Kingpin, like you were saying, Kingpin, Spider-Man messes up with, he stops a Kingpin thing. Kingpin's gotta go kill him. Gets Bullseye. Bullseye obviously loses. Main confrontation is with Kingpin, and then Goblin's in the wings with Oscorp and stuff like that, and he's Doc Ock is working for Oscorp and developing something for him, and the guy who becomes Lizard is doing something else, and they're all siloed kind of things, but Goblin is knows about him and stuff like that. Electro's doing stuff or whatever, but they're all working for Oscorp, and that's the tease or whatever at the end. So I don't know.
I like that. I do like that.
Mark Laseth is asking if Drew is bored.
No, I'm just kicking back listening, man. Letting you guys rip on this.
But yeah, so we're right up about midnight now. Anything else? Final things you want to talk about for tonight? Any suggestions in the chat?
There is one thing I wanted to bring up because it kind of broke today, John. I'm not sure. Can we share like a game trailer without getting dinged? You think?
No.
No.
Okay.
I tried to watch the Suicide Squad trailer and we got dinged for it. So
okay, well here's the thing, and I'll just because I'll write a companion piece to this, but so with Gamescom going on, the big thing is Halo Infinite got a definite release date, and they put out a trailer. Yeah, the release date looks like it's going to be on. Let me double check it here. I want to just make sure because believe it was like December 8th, something like that.
Something like that. I didn't see the
date.
Yeah,
December 8th is when Halo Infinite's coming out, and yeah, they did release a trailer for the multiplayer, which I'm sure if you guys type in Halo Infinite, you can find it here on YouTube. But the thing is the game looks pretty good. First impressions, I'll have to still see some gameplay, but I think the game is going to be solid within itself. But I'm concerned more about the story aspect. I feel like Halo's on a little bit of burnout at this point. So it's going to take a lot to kind of impress me. So I'm anxious to find out what the game brings us with story. But the multiplayer seems to be solid. Although
I just want to swing around on the graphic book all day. That's all I'm ever going to do.
Well, although I will say this, like when you watch the trailer, it is a little bit cringy because like they go a little overboard on the diversity. And so, and you guys will see what I'm talking about. Just look it up and watch the trailer, and you'll see. But anyways, that was the last thing I wanted to offer. Just kind of break that in case people didn't know about it. December 8th, we're looking at for Halo Infinite.
Yeah, I see people are bringing up Saints Row. I saw that. I hadn't looked into it though, so maybe Spencer will dive into that.
So bad.
And Spencer just sent me this thing about Star Wars, so
yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
So yeah, I'll write a companion article for you guys, so you guys can do that. I can at least link that trailer in the article.
Oh yeah, you can put it there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that Mark Laseth was asking me about, are you watching Stargirl? My fingers are crossed it doesn't follow Supergirl. No, I'm not watching Stargirl. I'm pretty much watching My Hero Academia and then Gundam 00. Those are the things that I'm watching right now. And then as far as what I'm reading, it's just pretty much like My Hero. I am reading Shojin X. The latest chapter came out. I did not read it yet. Read it today. I saw it came out today. So I'll probably do a little spoiler story. And I'm reading Midnight's War over at Archaven.com as well. It's like a vampire underworld style comic.
Great art, yeah.
And Chuck Dixon is penning new stories now. Vox was penning the early stuff, and Chuck's kind of doing some stuff now too. So and I'm also reading Chuck's got this other thing over there called what is it called? The Big Something Big. It's called Something Big, and it's about an alien invasion. And it's a slow burn right now, but
it's a very slow burn. But I'm kind of intrigued.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. So I've been reading that as well, and looking forward to some of their new projects they got. They got this Western that's coming out. I just saw on it this week called Snake Hand that he did with John Neal. And when Chuck shared it to his Facebook, Neal responded to him and was just I saw this quote that you said, Chuck, about how the first publisher we took it to thought it was too violent, and so we were able to take it to Archaven, and they were totally fine with our violence. And I'm just yeah, and I was oh, that gets me even more excited.
Yeah,
a Western with some good old violent Western.
Away and... yeah, dude, let's do it.
Like I'm looking forward to that. And like most
Rightful
things that
thing.
Chuck Dixon's writing, I'm reading, and I'm really liking that he's got this partnership with Vox, because he's just like, dude writes so much. So he's writing all these comics, but he's also
Dixon,
like writing.
Yeah, Dixon goes nuts.
He's on his like 10th Levon Cade novel. He said he just finished the first draft on his 10th Levon Cade novel, and then he's got his he's got this like time travel novel. I haven't read any of his novels, but I pretty much read a lot of his comic stuff. So I'm like, I mean, it's just good fun. So that's what I'm reading and watching right now. Just to let you know, Mark. And then I watched the first episode of What If, but I haven't watched anything else after that. So, but yeah, hopefully that lets you know kind of what I've been up to. All right, any final thoughts?
Dan Slott sucks. And and I just wanted to show this real quick. It actually is a freaking Malibu character. They actually did bring a Malibu character to the MCU. They did it awfully and exactly how we would expect, but they still did it.
Oh wait, that was who that was. The person who was like the general or whatever. The Grandmaster's lieutenant.
Who keeps like trying to wrangle everybody.
Let's just execute them, whatever. And he's like, "Why are you handing me the execution stick?"
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Figures. Okay.
I just wanted to say
she's got red hair. I'm surprised she isn't black.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I just wanted to thank everybody again for those of you in the audience that reached out and left nice sentiments and stuff on my Twitter. I appreciate that very much, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Pegasus Actual.
Yeah, and we will be back next week. I'm still hounding Spencer on his anime recommendation list. I'm actually trying to get him to do genre recommendations as well.
Definitely am, yeah.
So he's still working on those. And then I'll have, I don't know, I was going to do a Brie Larson thing, but there's all this stuff that's coming up, so that might change. But I still think I want to do the Brie Larson thing just because it's always fun to do that.
Yeah, right.
And then so it's got a bunch of stuff coming up tomorrow. I know I got a couple Star Wars. I got a Star Wars thing that Spencer just sent me, and I'm probably going to do that. There's what else do I have on my list here? The My Hero Academia news. There's a new Ask Chuck Dixon where he's got talks about Bond and all kinds of DC stuff. So I'm gonna listen to that, see if there's anything cool in that. I'm sure there is. Usually his Ask Chuck Dixons are really good.
Yeah.
And then so there's a lot to look forward to on the website and here on YouTube tomorrow. All right, thank you all for joining us. We will be back next Wednesday for the Black Pill stream. And I do think we want to get back to some bounding breakdowns, so we might be doing some of those maybe early next week, later this week as well. So look forward to that as well. So again, thank you all. Hope you have a great night, and we will definitely see you back next week for the Black Pill stream next Wednesday. Good night, guys.
See you then.
Take care.
Take it easy.